right, lads. Hello, hello. Bear with me for a sec. Ooh, we are here to finally finish off our updated tier list. Today we're going to do mines. Yesterday we did power. Before that was technique, heart, etc. Should be an easy one. Pretty good set of characters to rank today. Just in time, of course, for 10th anniversary, which will be getting announced in less than 40 hours time. Even if it's technically been briefly leaked. But we're here. Hopefully the tier list isn't too out of date by the time we get to the 10th anniversary, you know. We'll see though, we'll see. I'll begin in just a second. But how's your lads' day going? Mine's not too bad. Got my game results right now. How greedy? Yeah, so what? Someone got Byakuya on the first Morty? How greedy? Will Gigi be S? Nah. I mean, not SS, not SS. He'll be S. She's good. But in our old tier list, sure. You know, if we update it monthly without taking this like massive long break, yeah, she would be SS. But again, right now our goal is to try and minimize who goes into SS, you know. So not every character gets thrown in there. But I think we're good to go. Welcome. Real quick, fellas. For those I hit early. Essence scroll check. Come on. We're back to back. 30 in a row. I'm at 170. So since the event started, I've upped my Essence scrolls by 100. Cheers to that. Almost 200 GG. We're set for a while. We're set for a while. Byakuya at the top? Yeah. It's one of like Byakuya is going to be the only SS character in our list for today. Real quick though, can we actually get the Essence scroll on our first attempt? At least like 3 attempts while we're here, while we have stamina. Will they ever dominate enemies as a skill? Hopefully. Because it's like, dominated right now is like the most awkward status element. Obviously, it's the newest status element. You know? But in attribute tree, there's nothing regarding dominate resistance. There's nothing regarding dominate damage. Bonus abilities, they've not added it. But I would like to think you'll get added eventually. You know? Annie's hype, don't care what the league's saying? Yeah. I mean, like I said, like once it gets shown and we get the full reveal on the 20th in 2 days' time, like we're back on top, you know. It sours the reveal a bit, but it doesn't. People say it ruins the hype. That's crazy. People saying they're skipping it because it got leaked. That's crazy. Alright, here we go. Extra H? No mind. What about Yuan? No. Only SS character right now will be Byakuya. Once we start the list in like 5 minutes. Yuho will probably be S tier. Probably S tier. Mid to low S. What happened to the last list? Listen, we were like 8 months behind. So essentially, long story short, I didn't like the tier list that I was making. And this happens a lot. It happened in the past too. I took quite a big break from tier lists. It's like every new character was top of S. Like no matter what, every new character was top of S. If you were a limit breaker character, you were automatically SS. And I felt like it was like everyone's just getting thrown right to the top of the list. So it put me off doing them for a few months. Until now, you know? And now it's like, with the way we're ranking our characters, now characters can go into BAS, SS for like the really good units. We'll see how that keeps up over time. Because as we enter 10th anniversary, power creep might go a bit crazy. Maybe every character will be going SS tier. Post 10th anniversary, but we'll see. But we'll be updating him from now on. After this stream, we got the rare stage, but not the Essence Scroll stage. Let me do 3 more runs. While we do it, if you're regarding us resetting the quest, this quest right now, it's worth doing 10 times a day. You know, might as well. But if you do individual runs, you can guarantee, not guarantee, but with enough resets, reattempts more so, you can guarantee 30 Essence Scrolls a day. Which is what I've been doing basically the last like 4 days. So again, we got extra stage here. It's not the Essence Scroll, so we just quit out. Has part 2 been leaked? I don't know if it is. If it does, I'm not talking about it. I think at this point, I'm done with leaks, bro. I'm done with leaks. Unless again, Kayla put characters in the files early, like 10th Annie, we'll talk about it. But if it's coming from that one source that just keeps, like, saying all the names, I don't know. Rather not. Nothing then. Yeah, we'll be live on Sunday. It's 8:30 AM for me, which is a tad bit earlier, but that's fine. That's fine. We can be a bit loud on 8 in the morning. Hopefully the neighbors don't mind. When we know the characters without leaks. So part 1 Annie, 20th. Part 2 Annie, 28th. Those are the dates. I have played this quest so many times, it's actually deep. You keep getting the boss stage, yeah, it takes a while. I've gotten quite lucky. A lot of the... I had some dry streaks today, though, I'll be honest. It was probably like 50 tickets of resetting before I got an Essence Scroll. But fortunately, I got like 2 back-to-back again. The banner will drop on the 22nd. So again, this is how the plan's going to go, right? On the 20th, we get the reveal. And we also should get the banner information on the same day. So we'll find out the fillers. Right, we're all summoning anyway. I would assume so. I don't think anyone's going to skip this banner, but... 20th, we get the stream, and we get the in-game news about the banner, and the characters more so, official confirmation, right? What they exactly do. The day after, we get the campaign news, and then the day after, we get the release. So, 22nd release, 20th announcement. You're saving them? You're Senka Medals? You might as well just buy the 6 stars. I don't think there's a reason to save them. Nah, streamers on the 20th. What stars do you think the character's getting for anniversary? Well, we know one's going to get, you know, freed, right? Probably Weakening. Weakening and, I don't know, probably just Weakening. Weaken Plus, probably. Although, it could be Burn. You know, if you've seen the full character artwork, there is fire elements. So, it could be Burn. That's not good, though. Just Burn by itself. Are we ready to get double Statism and Plus? Because Weakening and Burn could be decent. We've not got that in a while. Yeah, there's other character we get freeze, obviously, yeah. Right, we'll make this our last one, then we'll start the tier list. Alright, did we get extra stage? Nah. Alright. We're gonna end that there, though. Can we do the impossible? That will be the title. That will be the title for our ticket summons. Surely, right? It is the most prepared I've been for an anniversary. For summon tickets. Alright, so you know the drill. Let's move ourselves to the right. Alright, so, again, quick recap. This is the speed tier list. That's the speed. This is the heart to this. Right now, if anyone is going to move down, it might be Byakuya, based on the 10th annie. He was the one that we kind of pushed into SS, but he's a good unit overall. But he might be moving down to like top of S for the part 2 annie. This is power. That's what we did yesterday. And then now we're going to do mine. So this was what our mine tier list looked like originally, before updating it today. I don't know if they want to do double status plus. Yeah, that's the same. It would make sense for the character to have burn. Maybe on the soul bomb? Yeah, I don't know. Because again, if you've seen the full art, there's fire. You know, like it would make sense to have burn. But there's no way they're just going to give him burn, you know? I don't know. But then they're not going to give us an Addy character without status plus, right? I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I think preferably I would like to have status plus. Where can you see the art? Right now on Discord. I don't have a Discord, but if you join any like community Discord call, Spy, I think the official BBS Reddit one, maybe even the official BBS Discord, you could probably see it. Are the leaks on Reddit? I thought they were getting DMCA'd. They're probably on Reddit too. They're everywhere, bro. Bro, if you were on Switch, you would see it. It could be like Bankai Senju. Probably. I don't know if I'd like that, though. With Senju, it's fine because she doesn't have weakening in any attack. So it's kind of like whatever. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think we'll get a new Star Summon. I don't think, like, that. Again, I think we asked this before. Is there anything new Caleb can add for a Star Summon? Because we just got Dominate. And Dominate is just a better version of Confusion. What Confusion could have been. Is there any new status summon? Oh, someone said light. Status, that's an attribute, right? I know some games have like light and dark, but technically that's like mind and heart. Poison? We have poison, bro. Because Drain is lifesteal. Lacerate was basically burn, but extra steps. Extra things. I think there's nothing else you can add right now. Unless we can side. Wait, hold on. There's Sleep, Rage, Bleed is Lacerate, Fear. I mean, obviously they didn't have that. Like, it's nice knowing a name, but like, what would that be? You know, what would Sleep be? You know, that would basically just be like, what's the difference between that and Paralysis? You know. So, oh, we do have blinds, but that doesn't help. Maybe if Arena was like a big focus on the game, Slow could have made a comeback. It did for a brief time. Maybe blinds could have been a thing if Arena was like actively like the main game mode of the game. I'm not sure. Drain it's lifesteal. So Drain, once you inflict it, you heal yourself. But it has extra effects too. When an enemy is inflicted by Drain, they can't inflict the status summon. So really, you only ever see that in, like, Senkamon. If you inflict Drain on an enemy, they soul bomb you, and maybe that soul bomb is supposed to inflict weakening. It doesn't inflict weakening. But the main thing about Drain is the lifesteal. It's not lifesteal. You just heal back up, and it does damage over time too. Maybe replacement upgrade version of Slow. I don't think it makes Slow, because again, Slow's kind of been forgot about. You know, they haven't made Slow work at all, besides Arena, when it came back for a few units. But it's like, at that point, would I want Slow or would I want Freeze or Paralysis? You know, it's kind of just, a weakened version. Either way, this was our current tier list. Obviously, before we added all the new characters. So again, right now, our SS tiers were these three. But obviously, we're going to press the reset and start from scratch. So first up, we have Masaki. Now, Masaki, we briefly spoke about the other day. A character that I criticized at launch for being very similar to Parasol Rukia, where the idea is that obviously she's good for GQ. A character like this with a team boost, with the damage that she does have, instant S tier, right? But obviously with Parasol Rukia, we moved that down to A because like you just don't need her because Kenpachi's so good, because Ichigo's so good. But to be fair, I've seen people say, or actually been using her outside of her guild quest phase, because of this skill here. 20% more damage. This stacks with Gremmy's buffs, for example. So you can use Grammy, you can use Masaki, and then you can use a Quincy if you wanted to. This stacks. And she also provides the team boost. So you're getting both, you know. And maybe even with Kenpachi you want to use this. Why not, you know? It's like, it's extra 20% damage. You get the boost. It does good. She won't steal procs too, that's right. If she does inflict the status event. And even then, you know, hypothetical, when... Alright. I'm gonna have to go downstairs real quick. So I'm have to be BRB. Yeah, Oliver wants the shot. I'm gonna talk about these leaks. So I guess in the meantime, what I put on the screen, bro? Like, damn. Wait, hold on. Can I finally use this? Hey, okay, no, it's too zoomed in. I've changed the resolution recently. Oh, yeah, good shout. Hold on. Let's do a quick cop. I have to quickly do something. Feel free to join. We'll auto this, so we will let that play out. But yeah, Masaki, we're going to put S tier. I feel like her support is good, even outside of her guild quest phase. I don't think she's the exact same situation as someone like... Rurika. So we'll put her in S, but let's quickly feel free to join. We're gonna auto through this. Everyone auto. I don't want anyone manually playing because I need to quickly go downstairs. Damn, how greedy! Yoruichi and Mila Rose in the same team. I fear Mila Rose might be better. All right. No, don't put on the reminisce banner. No. Don't be doing that. Alright, BRB. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. All right. I'm out of. Oh. Hopefully that wasn't too long. My heart's bumping. All right. Oh. We got Masaki. Masaki. Day anniversary, 20 seconds. If you want to reroll during the anniversary, you can. But if you're gonna reroll, I'd take up for this banner. Get Ichigo. Maybe both Ichigo and Senju. You know? Would be a good start. Because this character's leaving on the 22nd. So, like, you know, you can start on the anniversary. Anniversary can be crazy. But hopefully, it's a normal banner. You know? So if you do, especially as a new account, you could easily do 25 steps. You can guarantee. Yeah, I had to unironically help my nephew. So we were an uncle to you right there. All right. Masaki S tier. Next up. Byakuya. Byakuya. Frenzy free. This one's crazy, because Aizen's crazy too. But it's like, damn. I mean, I'm sure the numbers are probably similar enough. Aizen has the better kit. But it's like, bro. How did Aizen only get Frenzy 2 and all these extra damage multipliers? And, you know, maybe the idea was to balance out Byakuya. Give him Frenzy 3, but not as much damage. But they basically did. They gave him 50% Berserker with Frenzy 3, with an extra 20% through the Soul Trait, with an extra 40% when at full stamina, which is kind of cool because that's what the speed Byakuya got upon resurrecting. So, like, he basically has 100% Berserker. With 50% more damage to paralyzed enemies, with the SP boost, and again, just Frenzy free. Crazy, crazy. EX also does a lot of damage too. He also, does have Element Plus. Really good kit. For GQ, I know there was a lot of, you know, thought maybe this SA2 would be bad. No, it was a good SA2. It's basically what Mari has. It's just an absolute AoE around him. And it's a superior strong attack too. So, we haven't seen... I don't think we can, like, sort by superior attacks. But superior attacks in general have been very surprisingly... not relevant enough this year. Am I correct in saying that? Because, like, who's gotten a superior strong attack? Byakuya, Driscoll, Ichigo introduced it, obviously. And then what? Ishigo? No, Okiura. It's like 4 characters have gotten it. But we went like 6 months without getting another one. Because it was Driscoll that got it for January end of month. And then like it was nothing until both Okiura. I mean, I guess it was 2 months after. But yeah, in general, they are quite rarities. Either way, Byakuya. Going to be the only character in SS for the main attribute. Very, very good. Very good unit. Check DM. Oh my god. That's so dumb. If anyone knows the context of that, there was a couple in a Coldplay concert. And they were cheating. And their reaction made... Why does his face look... Why is it... Did bro edit his face? Why is he cross-eyed? Who's... I'm the one cheating? Crazy. Alright, next up, Giselle. Next up, Giselle. So, 80% Berserker. SP boost. Increased thousand chance. Good strong attack hit. 100% more damage to dominate enemies for 22. And also does have these 2 buffs. Which is a kind of unfortunate, I will be honest, if I were to pick in it. With these skills. These are nice and all. But it's like, you kind of don't want to have these because they don't stack with your boosters, you know. Again, we kind of brought up Basby, right? If you go to Las Noches and have a look at Midi Soriba, you know, on paper, Giselle is better. But it's like Giselle doesn't get crazy buffs with Grammy. Because when you use Grammy, you don't get the 30% because Giselle already has the 30%. So if she had a different buff here, that would have been bad because it would have stacked with Grammy. And then this 20% side buff doesn't stack with Mugetsu. So it's kind of like, you know, you're kind of missing out on 2 big damage buffs here because she got these 2 skills. Still good for herself though. I mean, she's kind of self-sufficient. You don't technically need those characters, and it does allow her to use alongside Ichigo to get the weakening effects and still clip pretty fast. But overall, very strong unit. Only problem with this unit is realistically the dominate status element that both Aizen and Shinji and the other Giselle share, where in epic raid it doesn't, you know, inflict. I would say though, top of S, I wouldn't say SS. Again, we have to be like super specific here, super strict on who goes to SS. And right now, just comparison's sake, Kenpachi is an absolute beast. Oetsu is kind of in a class of his own. Like, he's just that good. With the way they designed him. Absolute powerhouse of a unit. Super fun unit too. Giselle's probably the closest to Byakuya. I would say so. I think Byakuya's a bit more going for him. A tiny bit more. But again, like we also mentioned at the start of the stream, if anyone's going to move down to S, it is Byakuya. Gremmy's absolutely insane. Aizen and right now Byakuya is also insane too. So I think top of S is a good spot for Giselle. Argue Byakuya go down? Really? Big Byakuya. Maybe not straight away. Oh, sorry. Yeah. It's, the other Byakuya. How greedy? Byakuya's got 2 SS characters? How greedy? I mean, Ichigo will likely join the other Ichigo, you know? But Byakuya is crazy. Next up, Mila Rose. Brave Bow unit. How good outside of Brave Bows is the question now. So, Flurry 3 and 50 Bruiser. In a way, you would think technically on the same level as Arskin, but Arskin's more impressive. Arskin's got long reach for a ranged unit. Technically, she gets more damage when she's under half stamina. Her damage up is actually surprisingly good. She should have guard break. She has guard break. She has long reach too. I can't back S though. Yeah, Arskin has the boost. Arskin's range. She has the disabler. if anyone is comparable to that character, it would be Isshin. And he was bottom of S. I would probably say A. I think A is a good spot for her. I'm seeing a few A's too. I think that's fine for Mila Rose. For a Brave Battle character, that's good. For a Brave Battle character, that's good. It's one of those characters too. It's like, okay, she has good damage output. I'm never gonna use her though. It's like I'm never gonna use her outside of GQ. But you can see the potential. You can see the potential, right? Next up is Halle Bell. She is a no attack damage character, and that's about it. Flurry 2 does have guard break. Start barrier is cool. She also offers 10% normal attack damage to the entire team, which I think is decent. It's not restricted to an affiliation. The unfortunate thing about her is that because she's a ranged human killer, she wants to be used in a phase where she's not really needed. She's not really needed. I would say low A. Because right now your main lead is Byakuya, and then your main normal attack damage character is Tenjiro, and Tenjiro buffs that character, or their buffs cancel out, but they buff each other basically. They're themselves. And obviously, like we know, there is going to be a ranged human killer for Anniversary, and we know who the characters are, so they are going to get buffed by Tenjiro, which is good for them. Hopefully, that upcoming Annie character doesn't have the buff that Byakuya and Tenjiro have. That way, they get better with Tenjiro. So there's never really a spot for Halle Bell, because you're better off just bringing a character that increases their strong attack damage output. So in the ranged human guild quest, you're likely using, if we actually click on Byakuya, can we get up here? You're using any of these characters here, you know. The 10%... No. Can I scroll? There we go. You know, you're likely using these characters to get the 20 sads, essentially. Does Kanfu Kisuke show up? He does. So you're likely using Kisuke, Toshiro, or this character instead of Halle Bell, because you're better off just buffing your main unit instead of using Halle Bell's damage, you know. So I would say A. I would say low A. Who higher, though? Between these two? Probably Mila Rose, I guess. Technically, she's got a bit more use. She is only going to get Welsh, yeah. Big Rin, making a surprise appearance in the year 2025. Coin drop. A lot of coin drop characters this year. And it's for unpopular characters. What are we doing? Either way, he is a hot super Linksa potion plus 10 unit. That's basically the main thing. Does offer plus 5 normal Linksa potions. I guess the coin drop is nice. I guess the crystal and jewel drop is nice. A lot of crystal and jewel characters this year. I'm not sure why they've done that for a lot of unpopular units. So comparable would be... It would be, yeah, like Toshiro and Stark. The plus 10 farmers. Because right now, if you are farming Heart Link, Super Links or Potions, you are likely going to use Tech Halle Bell too. Yeah, where's Halle Bell? N80. Again, your value in this unit really comes down to, you know, where you would place him. It depends on how you like farming characters. I know not everyone farms, you know, but they still have a place. There's a PvE tier list, yeah. PvP tier list would just be Mila Rose at the top, Isshin with her, and then that new Brave Battle character is going to get released in part 2. Because they're likely always like, it's always the new character is the best character, you know? Are we fine with this placement? My favorite kind of character? It might be a wet, bro. It's like I never expected this character to be my favorite, but Wetsu's fun. He is fun, bro. It's like, bro, it's just the Gauge characters. It was like Gauge fatigue, you know. I just didn't want to see Gauge characters anymore because they flopped it with Nini and Ichibe. They kind of made it okay with Sangdu. I never poured him though, so I never got to like fully use him. But this character here, man, is like, he's just so consistent, so good. And again, just different compared to every character because he doesn't want to inflict status moments. They perfectly made this unit, and it's for a good unit too. Like, I mentioned it before. Whenever we get like powerful characters, you want it to be on a cool character, you know. And Oetsu's a cool character. Why do you have attack? I'm autoing the daily anniversary event. So, because he's an auto, he's going to use his normal attack a lot. So that's why I gave him attack. Normally, it'll be on focus. But for the time being, it's attack, and I gave him, like, freeze resistance and confusion resistance. So he doesn't stop, and it autos consistently. That's the main reason why I did that. But yeah, next up is Nanana. Kind of a weird one. We mentioned at the start of the year that with Statism and Plus, we really can start getting good normal attack damage characters. Especially ones with the attack boost. And I feel like Nanana could have been the first one to introduce that. Because he is like the first character. In a way. Designed for GQ. And actually wants to inflict Statism. And because he has Statism and Plus, it doesn't take away from other characters in that Guild Quest phase, you know? So he's good. You know, he's basically like any other NAD character. I would probably say A. You know, it's kind of like... He does have a nice buff, but I don't think I've ever used it. Oh, no. And even in the ranged no affiliation guild quest, sorry, Stamra, because same killer as Toshiro. Again, it's one of those ones where people don't even use him. Kind of. Oh, especially now with Byakuya. Yeah, you just don't even use him. You just bring Byakuya, you bring Candice for the team boost, and then you just buff Byakuya's damage output. So it's kind of like, you just don't even, he's not even in the best team right now. Do we even use Candice? The Candice is still useful because she has the team boost. She'll age bear, I guess, but... let me see what people were using for ranged Stamra. We got a 55 with a 1-5 Byakuya. They were using Arskin. They didn't have Byakuya or Candice. He's a good unit, though. He does, to be fair, he does buff. He does actually buff Byakuya. You're not wrong. I would say A still. I don't know. Again, no team boost. I mean, regardless, no NAD character has been into S tier. Unless you have a team boost, essentially. You know? So he would be A. Probably top of A. I would say above Mila Rose. Are we fine with that? Best team is probably Byakuya, Nana, and Tenjiro. Not that I've seen. Not that I've seen. I think you're probably just better using like a side buffer to Byakuya. You're better off using, yeah, because like this is cool and all, but then you can just use Shuhei. Yeah, you could use Academy Shuhei and get this 40% buff and also the 20 side buff, you know? Yeah, so Shuhei kind of, you know, makes it down. But he's a good NAD unit, though. It's kind of like, just, you know, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. Next up, we have Retsu. I would say better than Masaki and just below Giselle. Overall, decent unit. I feel like the Guild Quest skills didn't do any favors, though. I don't know. Obviously, in GQ, she's good, though. Good strong attack kit. 80% SP boost. Her skill order is so weird looking. Am I wrong in that? It's such a weird looking skill order. She performs better than Gigi on Guild Quest, sure. But outside of GQ, she's worse. So I would still say Giselle's better. You can make a case for this character to be better. We can do a poll. Yeah, why is this like... It's weird, I don't know. But she has like the unique effect of having the thing. The weird thing about this character, right? At least for me, is she's been wanting to... She wanted to be used in Limit Breaker twice. And like you just didn't want to use her. You were just better off using Isshin. Which is kind of funny. Then again, you can probably say that for a lot of characters. Even Byakuya, I think we might have been better off using Isshin for our Limit Breaker. Isshin's like the Limit Breaker god. But she's good. But I feel like most people might just use her in GQ. But I mean, we can do a poll. Isshin is the go. Isshin's actually just that guy. Monkey's got ads. We'll wait. We'll wait. There's skippable ads, right? You should be able to skip them. After like 5 seconds. We can do a poll though. So above Giselle, below. I think below. Personally, I think below. How strange her left hand is? Yeah. Kind of. Below? It's 70% below. We're going to end it there. sorry. Next up, we have Candice. I think Candice is an S tier. Definitely below Retsu, though. Candice, again, is also good in GQ. Now kind of been replaced, but, you know, the GQ phase itself only has, like, her and Aizen. She's basically Basby for Range Captain. You know? It's basically about it. Really like the artwork. But not that great outside of GQ, though, to be honest. Not that great outside of GQ. Low S. I mean, that's fine. I would still probably put her above Masaki, though, just because she's an SP unit. You know, just naturally they're better. Next up, the most controversial release of the year. And people still, like, hate on me for, like, hating on this unit. Listen, she got better. She got better with time because they updated Guild Quest. So, you know, the Stern Ritter, Squad 0, Espada Captain GQ had 5 times damage. Originally, it was only 3 times damage. That heavily helped out this unit. But, you know, we all acknowledge she was a good character. But, like, this was a 9th anniversary contender. That's what people wanted for the 9th anniversary, you know? And then she ended up having that boost SA2. And the boost SA2 with the Guild Quest skills, you know, not as exciting of a release. She's an overall good unit. We're likely going to put her in S tier. But it's like, to some people, this was the highlight of Core 2. This was the highlight of Core 2. This is what people wanted for Anniversary. People wanted Kenpachi. Grammy level power creep for the character like this, and we just didn't get that, so naturally gonna be a bit upset. But hey, hold on, she might actually age really good for that GQ. If the status plus pulls become relevant, honestly, she might be like the go-to side forever. That extra 100% shed and also the team boost. And as we get, you know, status and plus for this Guild Quest phase, you know, Mayuri, for example, people use him with Rukia. They both can inflict status summons, you know. You're disappointed, Rukia? Yeah. It's you know, it was understandable. So I would say S, but where in S? Where in S? Definitely above Candice. I want to say above Retsu, but technically Retsu's got a better killer outside of GQ. So technically she's better outside of GQ. Above Retsu? Below? We're going to have to do another poll. Real quick, just to put up both, right? In terms of damage output, you have 50% Berserker, All Stars Immunity, Frenzy 2. Obviously, both have free in Guild Quest, 8% SP boost. You have the boost as well. Good status elements. Good status elements too. She does have an EX. That was also one thing bad about this character. She didn't get an EX. That could have been like the saving grace of this unit in terms of hype. If she got a good EX, that would have been really cool. This Retsu doesn't have this, what do you call it? Berserker though. But she does have the extra 50% full stam. Technically, Retsu has more use in Limit Breaker, but you're right. No one does use her in Limit Breaker. You hate using it in GQ. Rukia? Really? She's quite smooth in GQ. Her Guild Quest phase isn't too bad. The SA 1, 2, and 3 can, like, group everyone up. Normally one shot each wave. It's close, though. 51%. 50-50 right now. Yeah, no, she's very smooth at GQ. Unironically, like, I think I remember, like, lunges being quite, like, harsh on. But lunges have been good. You know, I most recently, I think for GQ, I hate using beam characters for GQ. You know, for example, if we pull it up real quick. Phase 1, it's not showing, but you would use end of year Ichigo. And one of the phases, you have to use your SA1. It's so hard to get right. Like, the enemies have to walk into it. It's a lot more difficult to pull off when compared to a lunge now. Just straight forward gets usually everyone. I still have forward one. Bro, listen. I am resetting daily, bro. Like, at least 2+ hours a day on this quest. I don't have time to reset GQ right now. This is my priority. And we're paying off, because I'm catching up to you on those essence scrolls, bro. Are they 170? We're hitting 2 on it today. Tonight. Can't wait. Real quick, I have a free molly. What do you think we'll get on the weekend? 10 Valley live stream? Well, we know the big reveal. I don't know, but for some new news. You know, I'm more excited for the second part news, if anything, to see what potential updates we might get. We should get epic raid news, hopefully, and that co-op quest. Day number 4. 4 more days for anniversary. Oh my god. Grimjow. That is honestly the closest pull we've had. 51% above Retsu. It is so close. I'll probably back Rukia. I feel like Rukia has better potential in GQ. If it's because again, yeah, technically Retsu has more use, but outside of GQ, but I don't use her. I don't have her, but I don't think I would have used her. With inside GQ, I feel like Rukia is going to age better. I feel like Retsu will be quickly forgotten about once we get a new ranged Quincy killer. Meanwhile, we've gotten a new ranged Squad 0 killer, and we're still using Rukia, you know? Both are good, though. Both are good, though. Next up is Sajin. Is it B or A? Oh, so I'm hoping, real quick, I'm really hoping. I don't think it's going to happen. I'll be very happy if it happens. I can't wait for the special core 3 units, whoever they might be. There's no guarantee it even is end of year or second part anniversary. Because, you know, if we pull up Sergeant, if we pull up Ichigo, you know, they still got the Blood War backgrounds. Just like they just got, at least he had the red. So his artwork still looks pretty cool, despite not getting a unique background. But I'm excited to see what character's going to get a unique background like this, you know? Where they have, like, a background based on their fight. So with Core 3, we'll get, like, the black background and the purple buildings and stuff. Alright. Sergeant. Flurry 3. No built-in Berserker, though. No built-in Bruiser, sorry. Does get the extra 50% under half stamina. About it. That's about it. He has 2 killers, but I don't think you're ever going to use him. He does have guard break. He's basically just a worse version of Milarose. Quite literally in and outside of Brave House, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Yellow backer. Oh, yellow backer for Shinsu will go hard. Barnca Live is on the 20th, on Sunday. I would do a final prediction video, but he said, you know, can't do that, right? Yeah, I think it would be low A. I'm going to do this. I think there's a decent gap between... That 50 Bruiser does go a long way with Mila Rose. She also has more relevant killers for PvE content. You know, you're never really coming against Squad 0 or Stanbridge and Captain. Meninja. Hold on. Let me peep. Rainclaw, I'll get back to you. I kind of forgot to. My bad. Not right now. But I'll message you. After the stream. Did I max on Sender? Oi! And I can kind of just max transcend for fun now, bro. Look at my essence scroll count. Are you mad? I can kind of just type. I can just do it for the bands. Just do it for the fun, the culture. Let me pull up my tweet. I'm surprised I haven't done it yet. I kind of don't want to. Because, I don't know. I don't tweet that much, but I can go back a year. The legendary tweet. I didn't... Yes, no! I'm not going to read that out. I'm not going to read that out. All night. Where is she? Hey, listen. We didn't get Menina, but close enough. We didn't get Menina, but close enough. Can I from the time with this leaks? To be fair, they've only leaked the anniversary, part 1. Any other leak has been because of an insider, essentially, being a you know, going around spoiling it for others. I don't want to use any... I'll do it eventually. I don't want to use any... Any items right now. Either way, Menina is a plus 10 farmer. Plus 5 normal potions. Also does have coins. I guess that's kind of nice-ish, I guess. Good damage output. She's basically the exact same as Senjumaru, so A tier. A tier. I would say... better than Rin. I feel like better than Halle Bell. I think I'm fine with that. We can put maybe a bit higher than these two. Yeah, I want to say higher than Mila Rose too. Reggie. Oh no, you're speaking in. You're talking to someone else. You're good. You're good. I mean, that's a good spot. I mean, that's a good spot. You know, further going with the Rukia stuff, one of the more annoying things, but then again, you know, that might actually allow Rukia to age better for GQ. One of the annoying things of Rukia having that team boost SA2 is that Shunsui existed a few months prior, and he had the SA2 team boost. Fortunately, they're both mine characters, so you can actually use them with the Academy Shuei buff. But he's just a team booster. That's about it. This requirement that we have for our tier list, this would put him S tier, but I'm kind of maybe okay putting him A tier. You know? Because I feel like he's starting to be phased out because now Mayuri exists. Do you use this character with Mayuri and Rukia? No Killer Plus, yeah. Yeah, I feel like, you know, if we maybe did this like months ago, he would be S tier. But I think right now, I think A is fine for him. I would say here, though. I think he still has some use, so I put him here. Ray called someone a bitch for Chad to be another Braveheart character? Nah, Chad's going to be a Braveheart character, bro. That's his place, man. That's his place. He's got to be a Braveheart unit. I don't know why my screens are all flickery. Above Nanana? Yeah, why not? Why not? Yeah, Nanana didn't have Killer Plus 2, right? Finally, though, the GOATs. The GOATs. Isshin. A weird unit, in a way. I mean, people actually still use them in Guild Quest. You use them alongside Ichigo. It's better to not use them alongside Ichigo because you have higher score potential. But to get that score, it takes a lot more resets. Isshin actually allows you to get like 56 with Ichigo. One of the last units designed like this, where their increased talismans is to everyone in the attribute instead of just killer. But an absolutely amazing unit, man. Probably one of the most used mind units in the game. Isshin is SS. Why is Nana so underrated? Nana we ranked A because his Guild Quest doesn't really use him. It's a weird one. It's definitely S. SS though, I don't know. I don't know. If Heart Byakuya be SS, the thing is, the Heart Byakuya is at least like the main lead for a guild quest phase. Isshin's not. You might not even ever use Isshin in GQ. You know? But again, he's the limit breaker guy, bro. Anytime you use a Mind's character, anytime you use a Mind character, using Isshin. I think maybe even for Giselle's phase, people said, nah, let's just use Isshin, and it's good enough. Any Mind limit breaker character comes out, Isshin is just the guy, you know. We can do a poll. I don't think he should be SS. I think top S. Maybe even in that case, we bring Byakuya down, you know. We bring Byakuya down, because he's also going to get replaced. You know. For this upcoming anime. Ranking should be current or future? I mean, the future we're talking about is like 2 days. You know? We can do a poll, just see what you'd have to say. I think I'm saying S, though. You need a SSS tier for super broken characters like Kenpachi, Grimmy, and Ichigo. That's what SS is supposed to be, though. I think adding SSS is a bit too much. Because that's basically like we only have like 1 or 2 characters per attribute in the SS tier. It should have been an Ana unit. For A Fanny, you know what? To be fair, now that I think about it, A Fanny. White makes it makes sense to be white because it's the origin of Ichigo's power. That was like the whole thought process behind the anniversary. But Isshin and Ichigo anniversary would have been pretty cool, in my opinion. But I think Ape is fine. I think Ape is fine. I remember it's like, I thought it was Isshin. I didn't think it'd be Ichigo because no, I mean it was the canon anniversary. But I don't think we knew that at the time fully. But it's like Ichigo never interacts with that version of White, so it was like that was like the first time they just like grouped people together that technically never like interact. 58% says SS. Damn, I don't know. I don't know. If we were to do S though, we saying top of S? Better than these characters? I would say so. I would say so. I think we have to play S. I know like more people vote SS, but then again, that just goes to show how good Isshin actually is, though. Considering that he's like, is he the oldest character? Kyoge's still S, but like he's the oldest character that's top of S in the game right now for this attribute. What ended? But I would say top of S. I'd say top of S. I think if he was the go-to lead for his guild quests, I would say SS still. But he's not, Yeah. Byakuya. Moving on. Probably like B. Again, she's the next unit for the Millie Espada GQ. She was quite noteworthy on release because you didn't have this. Like, again, Millie Espada was just lacking. But Kenpachi exists. So, she would be, Grimjow. Where's Grimjow? He's speed. Grimjow's in B. She would be B as well. It's one of those ones where, like, okay, she has Flurry 2, great. Good damage output, but yeah, no, you're B. You're B. Yumachika, unironically, people still use. Probably the last of like the barrage characters that people still use. Fortunately, again, with Rookie having a team boost and also being mine, this character works well with the Academy Shuhei buff. So people actually do use both at the same time, essentially. A? I think A's fine. Definitely not S. His kit's awkward too. You're not going to use him as GQ. His kit's not too bad. He's actually got a good SA1 and 3. It's just that SA2 is bad outside GQ. Even in GQ. Not like the greatest. Where in A though? Where are we saying in A? Who would be comparable to? Masaki? To a lesser degree, because there's like 2 new characters now that you can use instead of him. Below Meninia? He's better than Max said it shouldn't be aside? It's a weird one. Maybe it's not. I think I'm fine with this. In all honesty. Regardless, he's an 80 unit, you know. Big Wonder Weiss. What phase of GQ? It'd be an 80. He actually has follow-up. He's one of the few Guild Quest characters I follow up. That's actually not too bad. Also works well with a Wetsu. I think that's actually pretty good. I mean, I think most people don't even use this character. With a Wetsu, you just like double stack a Wetsu, give him like all the side buffs you could possibly give him. Because he can do enough damage himself, even when the boss are technique, at least if he's 2-5. But yeah, I think he's A. I think he's A. I would say above Milarose. Because you actually can use him. Unironically, it depends on your Guild Quest team. He actually is like the guy, yeah, for the extra waves of GQ. I think that's fine. Or do we say higher? Yeah, like if you ever worked on a Wetsu, you don't need this character. But one-wise Unironically is actually is not bad. Like he's actually really clutch for the GQ. Because what did that phase even have? Melee, no affiliation. Yeah, pretty much no one. I mean, Soifon is the booster, but she's such a rare character because you don't pull on novel units anymore. Kisuke doesn't have immunity. Yami's damage output isn't as good. Yama's same with him. So he's like the go-to guy. One does more value than Yumashika. Yeah, I think this spot's good for him then. I would say so. Momo, one of the weirdest releases of all time. Why did she get a character like a few months after her Halloween character? You know, we say Ririka is an industry plant. Or has like someone that kind of has a bias. I feel like Momo is even more. Because like this is a remake. When have we ever gotten a banner with new, which I think is a good thing, by the way. There was some banners, especially with the Momo before. It was the 4-star Momo. It was a mid-month 4-star Momo turned into a 5-star with Toshiro. It was a remake of an old unit. The White Day characters got remade at certain points. They haven't done it in a while now because we can get Blood War seasonals now. We aren't getting really remakes of old seasonal units. But I feel like if you were to do a remake, the best way to do it is like remake one unit and then give us 2 new ones, which I think is kind of cool. But like, why her? It was such a weird one. Such a weird one. Because this could have been Yoruichi. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like Yoruichi should have been in a Valentine's banner that year. Either way, its damage output, it's basically Meninia but worse. And she only does droplets. So she would be comparable to the other B. She'll be beta. Which makes sense, because she's a step down compared to Meninia in terms of damage output and also value. Aizen. Cool special. He's a weird one too, because like his whole thing is his soul bomb damage. Which is like, bro, the soul bomb meta was like 2 years ago, bro. He came out like 2 years too late. He actually could have been something special in GQ if the nuking meta was still a thing. So he's kind of a weird one. But also at the same time, for like a mid-month unit, before they started to actually become really good, there was a time when mid-month characters were just bad. We were begging for K-Lab to give mid-month units good skills. They just weren't getting that. Now we kind of get it. You know, pick and choose when mid-month characters can be good. But like he had an 8-minute SP boost, he had Frenzy 1, more damage, stuff like that. Having said that, he's got nothing to do, essentially. There's like no use of character. I would probably say B tier. I'll say higher. Who would he be comparable to? Probably Yama. Unironically. I think B's fine for him. Maybe below. There we go. Yuhabak. Character, I don't think didn't age the best. I don't know. It was the poison GQ for him that hurt him a bit. He's good though. Recharge in between stages, Frenzy 2, 18 SP boost, 40% Berserker. You know, compared to the Guild Quest units here, his damage output is like better outside of GQ for the most part. Don't use them much in GQ nowadays, but you can use them in 2 Guild Quest phases. Good kit. What we wanted is what we wanted in a playable SP Yuha, you know? The first original Yuha was terrible on release. It was a massive deal too because it was the first time it was ever playable in any game. Still only ever playable in BBS until Rebirth for Souls does them for DLC. Which he is not confirmed, but, you know, data mine to be. And then his other unit was another Braybar character. So it's gonna... We're waiting for this character, you know? Yeah, it's the poise meta that hurt him. It's the poise meta that hurt him. Top A, that feels weird, man. I kind of hear it, though, man. But would he not be comparable to these 2 characters, like Killgate stuff? And we have them in S. There are more skills, yeah. He's got the double soul bomb. But even with Ichigo, you rarely get to use it. And still to this day, by the way. Bro, I did 50 steps on his banner. An extra 10 steps on his individual. I have not pulled this character once. Because these 2 came from the pity. But he has these bonuses too. Good enemies defeated bonuses. An overall good unit. Skill issue? I wouldn't mind if he's on part 2 Annie, by the way. Like, as a filler, I'll take that. I feel like he did get hit by power creep. We'll do a poem. He's a weird one. I know, it feels weird, right? Because if we have Ichigo and Kyoge in S, I feel like he should be S too. And I don't dislike having characters in S, even if they're not the greatest in GQ anymore. So it would be top of A or S, like here. Imagine we get a new mind lead for either of the affiliation weeks. Final boss will be hot. That would be yeah, past Yama with the increased or the guaranteed stars procs. That'd be kinda cool. Wait, but Mason A, but this guy in S? Kinda, but I feel like he has a bit more going for him. He has technically usable he has 2 more usable killers. Macy has squad 0. That doesn't do any favors. You know, at least outside of GQ. He's got a better kit. Macy's SA1 sucks. But yeah, he doesn't have the increased chance. But he has the extra soul bomb, which I think is kind of noteworthy. Even if I rarely ever use it. He has the immunity too, yeah, like if you were to use Macy with this character in Guild Quests, then again, Macy has the paralysis, so like she's actually maybe a bit more smooth. Hub White Day 2026 will be Helicopter Yuha. That'll be funny. That'll be funny. The X stuff is just meh now. You don't really... It's like, it's nice on paper, but you don't really... get to use that. I think I'll back at maybe bottom of S for the culture. Maybe I'll be a bit biased towards this one. You know? Because I know, like, I don't really use Yuha in Limit Breaker. Neither have I used Macy, and I remember when using Macy, and she kind of sucked. Even this was when Yuha was still relevant in Limit Breaker. We're doing a new Yuha. Well, we're gonna get a new one. Core 3, Almighty Yuha. So eventually we will. Excited to see how that's gonna look. It's definitely low S though. Below Masaki or nah? I think that's the best we can do. Above Candice? Oh no, at least outside of GQ, sure, you know, but Candice at least is like, she's not the best lead anymore, but you know. You'll place him A? I hear it. I don't know. It's a weird one for me. It feels weird to put him in A. We'll put him in bottom of S for now. Bottom of S for now. He didn't do anything in Core 3. True, but look at... Now he did Rangiku. So it's like... But the main thing, listen, when it comes to new characters getting Blood War, if they have a new design, that's enough. They literally made an original sub-bomb for Rangiku. It's just her activating a Shikai, whatever in it, but... you know... She didn't do anything. Mila Rose, Apache, and Sun. These three characters are from like 1 minute in the anime, and they all got characters. Like their sub-bombs happen all back to back. Who else? Nanana does nothing. His sub-bomb is like the one attack he does against Aizen, and they turn that into a character. I mean, Robert had a few scenes, but Saruchi did nothing. So as long as you have a different appearance, it's enough to get a character. So with Yuha back, they'll give him a new one. I don't think it'll be like a highlight character, like, you know, Bankai Shinsui. That's a big moment in the anime. It should be a big deal when he releases. Yuha, though, it's kind of like, if he gets a new character, cool. It's like, oh, it's nice. It's a hype character, but it's not like a big moment, you know? It's same with a new True Shikai Ichigo. I feel like we probably could get one with a new Sobon, but it's not going to be like a highlight or like a high priority unit, you know? That's why I feel like, listen, if we were to get a new True Shikai from Core 3, make him the Brave Battle unit, bro. Make him a melee Brave Battle character. I don't see why not. Because we have this one. You know? Maybe that's what I'll take. I don't know. We're not like a rush for a new True Shikai. Unless it's, you know, Horn of Salvation. Either way, next up we have Grimjow. He is a plus 10 farmer, so probably B. And that's the highest he can go. Yeah, B tier. He's basically Mila Rose. I'd probably put him like top B. Just plus 10. Actually, hold on. I can't remember. There was something special about this unit, right? Was his SA free? It wasn't special, but I swear his SA free is. Yeah, he has I think he had Aaroniero's SA free, where like it sucks them in and then pushes them out. which isn't a good strong attack, but I think he's the only character in the game to have that SA3. Good link, yeah. Good link. Esno. No one can we're probably going to get a call for Ichigo. Probably, yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, again, one of the reasons why it was so obvious this year was going to be original designs, especially after seeing the trailer. But before we even saw the trailer, it's like you have to give us an Ichigo for 10 years. It's the 10th anniversary. You have to give us an Ichigo. But Ichigo doesn't do anything in Core 3 that warrants an Annie character, you know? So you're going to have to give us an Ichigo for anniversary. It can't be True Shikai. It kind of has to be original. So going into the 11th anniversary, maybe we'll get another original unit. I don't know. Even end the month as not mid-month, yeah. Again, we can't search as not. So we have to do 2023. So he wasn't bad. He was like the first like good mid-month unit. The problem with this character, he was a mind no affiliation unit when we had White and Yuha, like a few months after, White before. His kit ain't bad. It's just slow. It's just slow. I would probably say B, A. Because he's basically Macy, but worse. High B? Like, who would he be comparable to? Is there anyone? Not entirely Kiryu. Kiryu is, like, technically, in terms of damage output, but Kiryu is like a worse kit. I probably would say it's the kit that brings him down. The barrier ruined him? Probably, yeah. I know his SA3 isn't a full screen. At least it is with the Havoc, but it's like a 1080 with Havoc. So like, he has less range on the SA3. It's cool what they tried to do, though, by giving him, like, slow and also weakening. So they've done two, like, it's cool how they tried to adapt to the fear without turning into a status element. You know, slow and weakening was one of their ways of doing it. And then the second character that came out is, like, just non-stop debuffs. He has, like, 3 different debuffs. Compared with Attack Rangiku, I guess. I feel like Rangiku's kit's a bit better, though, unironically. Top B? Top B? Do you ever tell us for Senkaman quests? No. But a lot of Senkaman's a weird one because there's a lot of characters that could be it. Like, which one are we talking about in particular? Because realistically, the only hard Senkaman quest was the Soripa Stage 3. And now that's been made easy. I'm not sure it's going to be permanent like that. But they made Stage 3 easier. Because now you can use 2 links and 2 accessories. Ikaku is going to be damage output. He was the weird one. They tried to make him like Senju. This was before Senju, but not as good. He's a only +5 though. So that would be B? Yeah, he's basically Tensor. It'd be B tier. If he had +10, he'd be A. But no, he's only +5. So if Meninya's if Meninya's A tier for being a +10, he would have to be B tier. I'll put him above Esnot though, because he's a super Links of Armor. Yeah, he's basically Rangiku, and she's B as well. And at least Rangiku's better. Oh, Niddy. My poor girl, bro. It's just the recharge, man. Why did they not give her the recharge? They give her the heal. She don't need the heal. Any status moments? Oh my god, weakening and burn? You still source her? No, I get it. She's a limited unit too. I always sourced my button unit. I would have sourced her, but I only pulled her once or twice in 25 steps, including the P. So, you know, cool design though. Someone ruined it. I don't know who said it. Someone said she has the femboy drip, and that like ruined the character for me. Which is absolutely insane take. It kind of makes sense though. I'm not gonna lie. When is the next Muse source? In like 4 days. If you've been looking every day, you get one in 4 days. You get 2 in 4 days because you'll get the anniversary point event one, and you'll get the, you know, one for logging every day if you've been logging every day. She is basically Tech Ishibe in A tier, but so damage output's good. She has Frenzy 1, she gets Frenzy 2, and the 100% Berserker, so she gets really good buffs when the gauge is active. But it's like any immunity at all. The killer is worse. Like now she's competing against Grubby, you know. And the recharge just kills her because, like, bro, if you activate the gauge and that SA3 was used like a second ago, you just would never use that SA3 when the gauge is active. You know? With any other gauge character, if you use your SA3 to activate the gauge, you get to use it again, but while the gauge boost is active. So she just sucks as oh, she has immunity? It's bad? Oh. That's weird. Why'd they do that? That doesn't help her out. I would say, like Ichibei, A tier, but I feel like the lack of recharge and her killer doesn't do any favors. I would say B. It'll be either low B or like high A. Sorry, high B or low A. She is worse than Ichibei. She's just an awkward unit to play with. The battle is the 2022 battle. That killer delayed. It feels like it. It feels like it. Yeah, I kind of want to say A2 because it does feel like it does. I mean, granted, we kind of just put Esnot there, but like there's potential with this unit. So part of me wants to say A because the damage output can be good for 10 seconds. You know? It would be like here. I think I'm fine with that, yeah. Just for the potential. Kind of. Low A. Alright, next up we have Byakuya. He is a plus... Is it just plus 5? Ah, I thought it was plus 10. Sure, he has the mind attribute sword damage buff, but... If the damage output's only good for 10 seconds, it's not good. True. But the idea is that, in her defense, I will say this, in her defense, is when you're playing with her, usually, while that 10-second boost is active, with the amount of damage you're doing and how fast you're killing content, technically, like in theory, by the time that boost is gone, you probably only have like 20% gauge to fill up before you have that boost again. So at that point, you're only having to use like 1 strong attack, maybe 2 at most to like fill it up. So again, it's just the recharge that's awkward. Either way, he is a hard droplet farmer and plus 5. So you are basically the same as who? You're plus 5. Let me go to the other attribute. D tier is plus 5. Your C tier? Basically same as Isane, plus 5 potions and 5% droplet. Gantenbane. Oh. Ganda main C. That's essentially it. First, yeah, I guess, yeah. Wait, Momo was plus 10, right? Or she droplets? I'm forgetting what Momo did. She was the droplet farmer. A lot of droplets, though. 50% droplets, 10 droplets. Do we rank that higher than plus 5? Oh, the boost too, I guess, yeah. Yes, he's the highest we can go with her. Yama's up next. In theory, like, actually kind of crazy, because he has the guaranteed Stars chance. I really used him in IT for a little bit, just to see how it didn't go well. But it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun, I guess. I don't know. This is like the most toxic thing they've ever done in Brave Hours. I mean, technically, Persistent is worse. Invincibility was worse. But like, bro, they just said, nah, we're not letting Yuha use a boost. We're not letting Yuha use a boost. We're going to debuff him and then also make sure he never uses a boost. This is before they thought of the idea of just outright blocking debuffs and boost attacks. But like, it's toxic in the sense like how personal it was, you know? Every character, you know, invincibility and persistence was toxic. Persistence breakers, like, you know, it affects everyone. But like, this one was so personal. It was literally just aimed at Yuha. So funny. And then he had the no affiliation killer. Jokes. Either way, Flurry 2, and that's basically about it. Flurry 2, and he does have guard break. He does. So that would be C tier? Or B tier? I think it would be C. Because Yua's in B, but he has the boost. He has guard break. 10th anniversary is getting announced in 2 days. Begins in 4. A little accurate. Yeah, it is. It's kind of funny. I'd say here. Probably the lowest to be. Probably. White is up next. We pushed to get UR an S. I don't think White's going to get an S. Was the God of Nuking for a little bit. Really good nuker. Increased Thousand chance everywhere. At least to heart enemies was really good. Good kit. I think he had a fun kit. Great visuals too. And no one, I don't think, ever expected White to be as hype as he was. Let alone being any character. But I think they did a good job. Someone's great too. Overall, great unit. But that's about it. Avani did not age as well, yeah. Besides Yachiru. Cool units though. I like his backgrounds. I would say A. Top of A. I think it's fair for him. What do you mean didn't age well? Well, I mean, usually what you would like is an anime character lasts until the entire year. I mean, look at Artilis now, right? Gremmy and Kenpachi are still like the best in the attributes. Still absolute powerhouses. They've aged well. That's one thing Ninth Fanny did right, was the power of the anime units. By the time Ninth Fanny came out, 8th Fanny was, ooh, you know, at least White aged decently well. Where's Ichigo? Ichigo's like low A. I think people wanted him to be in B tier. And yeah, look at Yachiru. Yeah, compared to Yachiru, right? Yachiru we still have like high S. Whereas White is now like just top A. To be fair though, I think if he had increased Tasman chance to no affiliation and Soripers, maybe he would have been not as bad. Because then he would have the non-stop last rate procs in GQ. He's still broken the most content? Sure, but like so is like the characters that are better than him. Keep in mind, right? BBS is not a hard game, right? If you're an A, that's still really good. Even B tier characters are still like can clear content, you know? can still clear content. Others that you can do it faster and excel a bit more in the harder content. Most overrated any character on release? What? Why? No way. He was crazy on release. Especially because he released during the nuking period. So he was nuking 2 GQ phases. Easily 2. Easily 2. Put us in an SS? Nah, no, we can't. Do you think Tevani's gonna have 2 killers? Nah, I don't. I don't. I think, nah, I just don't. Because like, again, it's a K-Lab thing. They want to sell more characters. If you give them 2 killers, that's 2 GQ phases you can be used in for the entire year, because they're not going to get power crept, essentially. Like, imagine Kenpachi in 2 Guild Quest phases. That'd be crazy. Obviously, it's good for us. It's good for us. I'm not against it. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. Either way, Dodoni is just a booster. A weird one, too. I think he's basically Byakuya, a bit worse. He's A. He's low A. I'd say Dodoni's B. Because it's merely a Sparta too. You do not use him. Masaki didn't replace his character. Technically Oak did. Anyone replaced him. He's beta. He's like there. I think it's fine with him. Balgo and Osushi. My goats. Would we even say C? Now that I think about it. Because he has, like, nothing. Damage is, like, non-existent. 30%, 60%, 90%. It's got, like, 40 there. Because he has no Havoc, too. I think C for Dodonia. He's kind of mid. I don't think anyone's going to nitpick the tier list. If I see someone comment in tomorrow's video saying like, yo, why is Dodoni C tier, bro? What? I'm muting you, bro. You're getting blocked. Alright. Balgo. Love the artwork. Love that they included Osushi in the name. My go. This was the character for me because I didn't have Okyu at the time. I didn't have a super Link's of Armor for the mind attribute. I think I just pulled Nell, and Nell sucked. Swimsuit. Really cool unit. Other than that, he is just +5 potions. That's like your main use. +5 heart, +5 super, +5 or +5 droplets. Also was a nuker too. Like actually, bro, back in the day, when he came out, he was actually like SS tier. Because like he was a Link's of Armor, he was a nuker for 2 Guild Quest phases, and Quincy Killer and Human. It was, I know, to be fair, we had Quincy Yama. We didn't need it for Quincy, but Human was good. He was goated for a time. He was basically like a new version of Speed Noel. And Speed Noel is in... Where's Noel? Beta. So he would be Beta as well. Yeah, because he's basically, in terms of drops, you're basically the same as Rangiku. I would say top of B. We say top of B? Basically Kaku. I always preferred Balgo, though, I'm not gonna lie. Who do we prefer? He never nukes for me once. I think he needs a bit of dupes. I've always preferred Ikaku. The way I saw it with these 2 characters is that Ikaku was better for clear time. Ikaku could clear faster. But he was a lot more risky to use. Like if you took a hit that runs over, your damage is gone. With Balgo, it's like you could play safe. It was easy. I would say about Balgo and Sushi Bao. Plus, technically, you know, if it was a tiebreaker, we would also maybe consider their affiliation. And Balgo's going to be pretty good for his tower, right? Next up is Shuhei. Shuhei. Who would have thought when this character came out he would be as relevant as he is now? So you just do not care about anything about this character besides those 2 buffs. 20% mind attribute Soripa, 40%, and 20% strong attack damage. So this stacks with Mugetsu. It's the perfect soul trait for mind units, and we're getting a mind Soripa for anniversary. So, hooray. Wait, are we? We are. Yeah, mind human killer. So, yes. The character, whoever that character is going to be is already goated, because such a good buff. Yeah, if Akon's in A tier, we got to put him in A tier. The thing is, though, he's actually a better buffer because his stacks with Mugetsu. Obviously, Akon has the super length potion stuff, but I think he's a more impressive nuker. Support. Where would we rank him in, though? It is just for the buffs. Here? I'd say above Sergeant. Because you never use him as a character. Like, you're never playing with him. He is just A based on the buffs. Above Rin? Oh. Bad Killer 2, his gameplay don't matter. Like, he could have no skills, no clear effect. One stat. He's still like an A tier character just based on these two skills. That I can't even highlight. Damn. Why is it like this? Hello? That's so weird. Why is it like that? You never use him, but he's... Yeah. Bro, whenever you have a Mind Soripa, as long as there's Mind Soripas, this character's relevant. And look how many Mind Soripas there are. Byakuya, Isshin, Rukia, Retsu. They're always going to use. He was the OG Grammy. Before Grammy, essentially. But, you know, for Mind Soripas. I think it's fine. Wherever we put him. Put him there. It's whatever. Good unit, though. Good unit. Ami Rama is next. Same tier as Chad, probably. Where's Chad? He's basically the same, but without a boost. Chad's C. Did Chad have guard break? Damn, that was our last Chad. Does have guard break. I think still C tier, right? Yeah. I think C's fine for him. Yeah, that was a weird trend with these characters, giving them damage to enemies not inflicted with status. I mean, that was kind of dumb. Didn't age well. Especially because at the time, who was the melee captain kill at the time? Remember when melee captain kill was actually like terrible? Like that was the one thing we wanted during the anniversary was a melee captain kill. We got that with Retsu. Yeah, bro, we had no one, man. Oh, was it Daddy Ichigo? Who were we using? Nah, there's no way it was just Ichigo. That was terrible. And it's still like just two characters. It's literally Unohana and Senju. Fortunately, we have them. That is terrible. Damn. Yama. I remember glazing Yama a little bit for a mid-month unit. He was actually kind of crazy. That's sort of my minds. Because he had a good damage up. He was like a mini Blood War Ichigo. Yeah, because he had the extra 100% damage and frenzy one. For a mid-month, that was kind of crazy. Again, for some reason, coin drop. I don't know what's with K-Lab just throwing coin drop in random units. Not like it's a bad thing. And he had a good strong attack kit too. Just no Havoc. This was again before Havoc became a thing. Although to be fair, I think Havoc was given in this banner. It was Stark that had it. But obviously, yeah, he had better kit. He had a better strong attack kit, but no Havoc was the idea. So he's pretty much just droplets. So automatically C tier or even D. Who's a 30% droplet farmer? Where's Ginjo? Ginjo's like my basis for droplet farmers. He's around here. Ginjo's D. I don't want to put him in D tier, though. Yeah, as I'm saying, like, his damage is a bit more impressive to not be... to maybe warrant C. Unohana's kid, that was it, yeah. Like, I actually remember using him in IT, and he was actually clearing relatively fast. I would say C. I know, like, you know, for other farmers, it's just D, but I think his damage carries him a bit to C. Renji. I never like he's still being used. We haven't gotten that many team buffers in immediate Aranka. So it's literally just him and Blood War Soifon. Follow-up, though. Go on, give him credit for follow-up. When will Blood War Core 3 happen? In 2 weeks. Anniversary Part 2 will be Core 3. We know this. Just, you know, it happened in Core 1. Core 1 ended December, and then they began during the anniversary. This anniversary could have been a Core 3, like Part 1 and 2, but obviously we know Part 1's going to be original. Probably A. Just... I know you don't really use them anymore, but, you know. Yeah, their weak doesn't use Nads. Mini Hollow does still. Range Soripa kind of doesn't now, but... I'm going to bring back low A. His damage a bit better than I thought. No guard break, though. Maybe B then. He does no damage GQ. His damage ain't the worst in GQ. But the main thing about him would have been... Oh, no, he has no built-in bruiser. Ooh. Yeah, his damage is kind of bad. His main thing was always the barrier and boost. Keep your team protected, you know. But yeah, now we have Bambi. Yeah, I'll say B. I'll say B tier. Maybe above Askin. As not. I'll say that. The B tier is fine for him. Make a score prediction for Part 1, Addy? Nah, maybe. We'll see. There's only 1 day left, so if anything happens tomorrow. Prediction will also be for Part 2. Olga's probably B tier. If I remember correctly, he was basically just a bit of a worse version than Bargo. So increased 1,000 chance. Droplets +5/+5. Yeah, he's basically just Bargo tier. Obviously, Bargo is way better. I would say near the bottom, probably... Yeah, I guess they're all just free together. You know, it's like... Yeah, that's fine. They're all the same. They're basically all like the same tier. Yeah, no, he only got SA1. Sorry, Frenzy 1. No SP boost too? That's why Bargo was a much bigger deal. I want to say here. Because his damage output's terrible. He gives 4% to mines. That's good in theory, but there's no mine characters to use it. There's literally no mines Aranka that can use it. Like, the only relevant Aranka here, I guess, is these two. At least with Tesla. Or Ilfort. In the technique one. We put him in B. At least he has Sun to boost. There's no mine character that he can boost. I guess if there was character a bit better, we put him higher in B. I think that's fine. Alright, Gin is up next. Gin is just a droplet farmer as far as I remember. Below Gin, with Grimjaw, he's a plus 10 farmer, so I wanna say this character's still better just for the value aspect. Because at least now, again, even though his damage output sucks, you're not using him for the damage output. You would use him for the, you know, farming aspect. And in this case, he is a, you know, this is nice and all. I don't think I want to even consider it because he's basically plus 5 and 5% droplets. So that would be C tier. I would put him above Byakuya though. They both have like both buffs, but again, Shuei exists. So they're basically the same. I want to say Byakuya's a tad bit better. Yeah, because this doesn't even stack with Mugetsu. And yeah, Byakuya has the link. Mayuri. One of the weird releases. What weird release? Good on paper, technically. Has the Mind Sword buff, but again, you know, Shuei exists. So I don't even want to consider it. Meteor Sparta Killer makes him unusable in GQ. From a top, was he top tier? I don't remember. It was good on paper. I don't know. I just never bought him. Yeah, he probably would be like low B, because he's probably comparable to like Bankai Yama, but worse. And Bankai Yama's in B. I want to say above Rukia. Basically right next to him, because they're both just outclassed because of Kenpachi. is basically it. He was the best we had for a little bit, yeah. Oh, to be fair, what did we have? Who was I using before Kenpachi? Oh, it was Bruno, right? It was Bruno. You know, while there's been some controversy whenever like a character gets Guild Quest skills, at the very least though, we are kind of now at a point where like every Guild Quest phase just has good characters. We were struggling back then with before, you know, and it took so long for a character to come out that was actually good for a Guild Quest phase. At this point, pretty much every Guild Quest is covered with a good unit. Some could be bad. Some could be bad, but at this point, like, it's not too bad. Even if we are going to eventually go into like a new power creep where like, you know, maybe we need 200% immunity, stuff like that. We'll see how that goes. For the most part, we have like a decent baseline now for like every Guild Quest phase. GQ was less important, yeah, at the time. It was important, but it was important. It's a weird one because we wanted it to be important, I guess. But yeah, this is also a time where like your main thing that we cared about was just someone damage. Because nuking was the thing. Either way, Orihime is next. They keep making GQ more difficult and one yellow characters can't clear? That's not entirely true. I mean, we'll see how the new GQ goes. I don't think this upcoming GQ phase for Anniversary is going to be a standard for what to expect in the future. Because remember, 9th Anniversary was like super overpowered GQ phase, and that never returned, right? So we'll see. But I mean, look who's a year old at this point. Maybe Retsu's not the best example, but you know, Retsu's 2 years old, and we're still using it as a main lead. Ichigo is a year old. You can still use him. People are still using him. He needs a bit more support. Usually the idea is if you're old, you need, you know, dupes and good NAD units. 'Cause that's the thing too, right? These old units for SP, they're good for the first 5 waves, but they struggle a bit in the extra levels, and that's when normal attack damage characters start to shine a bit. But yeah, Orihime is what a unit. What is she? She doesn't offer anything. This SA3, by the way, is classed as a melee attack. So that does no damage if enemies have a range guard or melee guard. Yeah, she is useless. 5% full stamp link, though, for your NAD units. She would be comparable to Dodoni, almost. I'd say worse than these characters. Nah, you're like D. Yeah, she's D. She's D. Because she ain't even got Havoc. The GOAT. The GOAT because they didn't want it. They kept fumbling ranged around cards. But he's a cool unit, man. This is still really cool. I don't think I even realized it until like recently. His bow is literally the hilt of his blades. Best we can do is B tier. Basically the Yama tier. C for 7th, Annie? Nah, it's gotta be B. It's gotta be B. It's gotta be B. A, in my opinion? Nah, you can't. Bro, he can clear all 4 extra levels. That's because of the Nad units. That's because of the Nad units. And I'm sure if you're still using him, you hate using him. I don't think anyone in my guild loved using this character recently. Yeah, it would be B. He's basically Yama and Oak tier. And Aizen tier. You know, the old power creep, essentially, at one point. I would say... The question is where in B? Do we want to give him some respect and put him top B? Because keep in mind, if you are using him, you're using him Max Transcendence. Because if he's not Max Transcended, you're not using him. Below as not. My goat's 7 fatty, bro. You know, just to go show too, like, look at Uryu. Wait, it's Uryu B tier. Uryu's top of A. Meanwhile, this character's fighting for B. Uryu's aged quite well. And that's thanks to, at least in GQ, he was the same, you know, type as Oetsu. So when Oetsu's good in Limit Breaker, so is Uryu. And Uryu gets buffed by Gremmy. So Uryu's not been too bad. But yeah, Ichigo is E. E. Yeah, it was that too. The thing Ichigo had going for him was the Sobom damage. So when we moved away from Sobom damage, Uryu started to shine a bit more. That's what it was with that with Retsu too. If anyone remembers, if you weren't there, there was like, you know, look how insane Yatsu was on release and still insane to this day. But people were disappointed because she didn't have bombardment. Like that's kind of why the nuking meta was kind of bad back then. It's like it didn't matter if you had Rampage, Frenzy 2. 80% SP boost, trap effect on the SA3, crazy god kit. Not god kit, but really good kit. She didn't have bombardment, therefore she's trash in GQ. That's what it was. That some people like didn't like the character. Just for that alone, you know. And the idea was to when Bambietta came out, people said, "Oh, Yatsu's getting replaced." Because now you can just, you know, nuke with Bambi in the ranged and melee Captain Guild quests. But obviously, as we moved away from nuking, strong attack damage is important. That's why Yatsu's such a good unit. And now Bambietta is in, where is she? She's in B tier. Yeah, let's put him there. Which unit has the best moveset? Probably Aizen. You can't go wrong with that. It's the beam into a distant AoE tracking vortex into a full screen. Can't go wrong with that. Oetsu's got a good kit too. I like Oetsu. And Yatsu. There's a few ones, but you can't go wrong with like the OG god kit, is what we call it. Neliel is a super Linkso farmer. But no droplets. So just +5/+5. You are very similar to Nini, who's in B, but no increased chance. Grimjow would be the same, so just automatically B then. Noah's terrible on release. Artwork is crazy though. I can't wait for more seasonal Nels in the Blood War design. I would say low B though, you know. Yeah, but just about Momo, basically. Yeah, but IT is not hard. The main reason why you would use it is just for the Linkso potions and super Linkso potions. Yeah, B's good for her. Laces up next. Quite a standout unit. Maybe not anything too crazy nowadays, but like when she came out, one, it was the first premium end of month banner in over 2 years. But she was like the unit. She aged pretty well. Yeah, for her time, I would probably agree. Hydrate, I might need to get more. It's boiling in here. It's 29 degrees, bro. I didn't like, the reason why I kept pushing back these streams is because, like, it was just too hot to stream. Ichigo Bibel? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I felt like we used it recently in Limit Breaker. Did we not? Or was that a while back? Her res could be good. Yeah, 100%. She was a good unit. And again, for a premium end of month, it was kind of insane. Should we beat it? Where in B, though? Where are we feeling? Top of B? Highest of B? Or just with Ichigo? I wouldn't say next to Mayuri. I'm fine with below. Because at least Ichigo has 2 killers. Even though, like, she is a better kit. Top B? I don't know, because at least you can still get a use out of Bogo if you're doing, like, single-player IT. You know? Chat is C. Chat is E. Never mind. Oh, Kiora. So, one of the 2 units in the game to have the attack boost. I think people still use them in guild quests. Hopefully not. So, cool unit though. I actually really like the, but it's such a cool design having the hoods with the horn, I guess. Cool unit. Cool unit. But it's just, he has Godbreak Flurry 1, attack boost. So, we can't really compare him to Aizen, because at least Aizen's way better outside of GQ. Way better. Again, right now, if you're using a normal attack damage character outside of GQ, Aizen's the best that we can get right now. Inside GQ, also, you want cards like Robert, you know? Shout out to Bryce. Shout out to Bryce. Where would we put him? B? Because A tier is for, like, team boosters. I guess we can put him A. A or B. Low A or B. Maybe. Because the thing is, like, yeah, sure, you can use them in guild quests, but, like, that damage output it's so inconsistent. It's so inconsistent. Even with Aizen it is, but at least he has the increased chance against speed enemies. So every, like, small enemy that spawns in, if you just, like, wait half a second for him to attack, he might luckily get it. You as Geo? Geo was, like, C, wasn't he? I would give Oak the benefit of the doubt for, like, having higher potential. So I don't want to put him in C. I want to say here. With Ichigo and stuff. Aizen will get better when you get a rearranged Aranka lead. With Status Plus. That's true too. There's actually potential for Aizen. Especially if that character's a Sori, but we can use Tenjiro. But then again, Robert exists too. So I don't know. I think you're probably still better off just bringing Robert. Unironically. Yeah, I think I'm fine with here. Again, he has potential to be higher, but it's an awkward one. I never liked using him in GQ. But to be fair, he actually made for like one of the few non-attack damage characters that you can use as the lead. And maybe not now with Poise, but I remember actually using him in GQ and it worked. He was actually a decent ranged Espada lead. Toshiro will be the same tier as Ichigo, Speed 1. They're basically the same unit. Where's New Year's to you? Because you have +5 and droplets. He was actually kind of cool, to be fair. Maybe not like maybe worth mentioning now, but weakened defense on a Sobom that had the debuff was kind of crazy. Like, he was the guy. +5 potions and droplets, which at the time was like the max you could get. That was crazy. You never enjoyed using him? That's fine. I mean, he wasn't really there for anything other than the Soul Bomb. He was like the guy for epic raids, unironically. But C tier is like the best he can get. Because again, New Year's Ichigo is basically the same for this character. So I would say, yeah, I'll put Yama above these two. I want to say Yama's better than these two Naj units, or like one SP unit. I'll do this. I mean, that's fine. To be fair, yeah, even nowadays you can. I mean, probably not. It's not that deep, but yeah. Byakuya is a normal attack damage character for the ranged Aranka GQ. Team booster, Flurry 1. Comparable unit to her right now would be no one in this list. You would want to say Masaki, I guess, or Yukio. Yukio's an A. Does that mean A to her? But no immunity. No immunity. So maybe B. Put Kid Gin down? In C tier, or put him down a whole tier? Because he's here for the droplets and the link shot. Yeah, so I can't say A for her. Probably B for her is the best thing we can do. In that case, probably right above Oak. She does have follow-up, but it's not... Follow-up is like a quality of life skill. I don't think we're going to like actually consider that in the rankings. Unless it was like really close. In hindsight, I feel like these rankings should go from bottom to top. Maybe. Maybe it's better to rank from top to bottom, though. Yeah, her whole thing was that she didn't have the... She had the wrong freeze, or the wrong duration. Byakuya's next. Put him below Dodoni? Well, I think now, but the thing with Gin, like, Gin's kind of mid, but he has the droplets. +5. No droplets. Yeah, he has the 30 droplets and +5 potions. So, Dodoni has, like, nothing on this Gin. Gin has a better kit. Probably similar enough damage. But at least he has the droplets and Link's potion. Even if you never use that, at least he has that over what Dodoni offers. Yeah, with Rukia, you can make up for the downfall of her not having immunity. You can give her the immunity. With Okura, it's like, nah. You know, he's more awkward to use, even though he has the immunity. Byakuya though, C4 Byakuya? That's crazy. That's crazy. He's Flurry Plon. I feel like I remember this character being a bit more crazy. I actually remember when this character came out, it was the first mid-month banner of the year. I remember, like, MV texting me, like, yo, like, mid-months are now going to be good. And it was him and Renji. Because Renji had the transformation mechanic after, like, a whole year. And this character's damage output at the time was good. And he had Marauder. That was quite noteworthy, I think. I feel like I remember that was... He was crazy for his time, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. However, damage output's low. Just Flurry 1. Has guard break, though. So who would be comparable to? Geo? Abirama? He has immunity. Yeah, probably B tier. Basically Rukia tier. I mean, Rukia has Flurry 2, so she would be better. But obviously that GQ just doesn't need her. Now he does Byakuya, but... I'd say here, maybe above Yama. Above Yama. Kenpachi. A controversial character design. Did we dislike or did we like it or hate it? I didn't like the hair. I don't like Kenpachi pre-time skip. He was cool for the time, but I think Kenpachi looks so much cooler post-time skip because of the hair. And this was like a hybrid. It was like what do you call it? It's like, because this is set between the time skip, so it was like the process of him growing up the hair. Like, the behind was long, but the front wasn't. So it's like, damn, that's so unfortunate. If they gave him the Blood War TLA time skip hair, this would have been so sick. Regardless of the hair, though, what a cool form, man. They made Yatsuru Shikai his abilities. That's so sick. So sick. Design alone, ignoring the hair. This might be one of my favorite Beyond Bankai designs. The cleaver's ugly. Kind of, but it's so cool, though. Like, this blade on the left, so sick. And then, like, visually, too, the blue and yellow slash in his normal attack string, and, like, there's a delayed third hit, because, you know, like Yatsuru Shikai ability, it's such a sick idea. Such a sick idea. Love this design. Having said that, Flurry 2, 60% Berserker? It's a hand. Guard break, though. Is it C or B? Is it low C or B tier? Sorry, high C or low B? A resurrection can fix him? Potentially. You feel like it was under-designed? Really? Ninjas C. Top of C. But the ninjas didn't have guard break, right? I think that was the idea. Sergeant C tier as well. Top of C. Low B. Probably below Yama. Because Yama has 2 killers. And the debuff at least. High C. I think the Flurry 2, I guess, with guard break is what puts him above it. I think for Nad unit, C tier is the highest you can go. With no guard break. That's just, I think that's fine for him. Yami. Now, even to this day, I think he's still a menace in Arena, by the way. Because he can be super tanky. With like all the DR that he has built in. And he also has, he's the only character to my knowledge that has 200% Last Ditch. Last Ditch was like something that was kind of scary in Arena. Or like toxic, and he has 200%. I think he's the only one that has 200%. Obviously, this isn't a Arena tier list. Probably never going to do one of those, but, you know. For him, it's just, he's Flurry +1. 40 Bruiser. No guard break, right? No guard break. Oh, and he had the dodge too. So, he was like the Aizen counter. I think that was like the idea for him. When that was the thing. So, he would be C tier. Essentially. Or was it E? Nah, yeah, D. D tier is the lowest he can go. D or C? He gets stomped by defense teams in Arena? Bro, I'm out of the loop. What's the meta in Arena right now? Yeah, he's a weird one. Who's he comparable to? For like Flurry 1, low bruiser. No guard break. It might be D, actually. Because, yeah, no guard break, right? Yeah, D. Shinji up next. Cool unit. Don't really have much to say about him. Yeah, his damage output didn't last long. This was the character he released alongside the first SP boost character. So we're now getting into the point where no character has an SP boost, essentially. he had good damage output. I remember, I think the cool thing about him at the time was that he had element reversal while also having 2 immunities. The element reversal was for enemies. These were for like just good immunities to have, I guess. I don't know. What we have for resurrection? A while off, because we've not started Safwi yet. But we're about to end Con for your world, so he might get resurrected start next year. It depends how fast they rush through Safwi, or how long it takes for us to start Safwi. Because we're about to finish up Con for your world. There's like 3 more banners left to do, and then Safwi will start getting done. Mine's Captain. I guess he helps Byakuya. It does stack with Mugetsu. But then Shuei exists, so it's kind of like... What do you... in terms of damage output and usability, he's probably a B tier unit. Right? It would feel weird to put him in C tier. It would feel weird to put him in C tier. But it makes sense. Yeah, no SP boost though, innit, you know? In terms of damage output, he has 40% Berserker. It's kind of like 5th Annie Byak. And we just moved him down to C. I'll say top of C though. Even if, yeah, even if these characters have a bit more usability because of their stuff, I feel like in terms of playability, he's a bit more enjoyable. Jackie was an arena character, hidden, or she was a mid-run character, hidden as an arena character. I remember when she came out, I was like, this is what I want arena characters to be. Not in their own banner, just put with other characters. So she has long stride, oh my god. But she had slow. Frenzy 1. No Havoc. 20% Berserker. She might be an E tier. No, see, I don't even know it's C. That's like D. Let me check again. E tier is low Berserker, right? And no Havoc. She might be E tier. No, because D tier is for Havoc units. Or like really good damage output. So yeah, where was the other arena units? D? But her damage output shockingly bad. It's like 40% Berserker. D. Her kit was decent though. Yeah, probably an E. Because realistically, what's the difference between her and, like, Soifon? Not much. What's the difference between her and this Rukia? Nothing, really. Probably, like, the top of E for now, with a Resurrection potentially taking it to D. Rukia would be bad, yeah, because she at least has the increased chance. From what I've heard, this is a hidden comfy world unit. I can't tell you because I've not gotten that far in the novel. But his barrier is supposed to be the thing that he does in the novel where he makes the Fullbringers invisible. So I remember people saying this was like a secret comfy world unit. You're 5% droplet, so you're basically where Ginjo is. And Ginjo is in... I keep forgetting where he is. D tier. I guess just for the droplets. Put you there. Maybe a bit better than Orihime. People mind has the least amount of S units. You're not wrong. Because, yeah, no one's going to get there. Then again, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I hear it. Mind and power. And that's what we wanted for anniversary, but we just got a mind and power unit, so. But mine's getting another unit, actually, so. For anniversary. Yeah, I think all the Fullbringers show up in Comfy Worlds. At least the ones in Soul Society. Well, because Ginja has a good character, right? You saw me at the Diddy party? That's crazy. Why didn't you say hi, bro? No, I'm joking. You baited yourself up by saying that. Right, Shunsui is Frenzy 1. He's just +5 potion. And that will be D tier at most. Because he's basically the same as Rukia. D tier. We can start breezing for these. They're done. The Don. The Don. Back when this was kind of crazy. He had 2 increased talisman chances. That was kind of crazy back then. My goat, man. I really like this unit. I remember that this character got a lot of hate. This banner got a lot of hate for like, oh, it was such like an anticlimactic start to the collab. Because, you know, Khan for Your World had Hikone. Blood War had, you know, Toshiro Sajin. Stuff like that. But I think in the long run, this was like the best way to kickstart the collab. It was the fun banner. You know, kind of like just get them out the way. Type deal. However, his kit is horrendous. That SA2 did not do me justice. The characters that released around this time, right before anniversary, just didn't work. Probably a D tier, yeah. Low damage. At least he has Havoc. Hey, I would say better than these characters, you know. E? I might bias towards him. No, at least he has Havoc, so like low D. I'm gonna say that. 2 killers. Low damage, but it's not like this character's any better. Yuichi Soifon, the only character in the game to have increased CPU damage based on combo, which amounts to nothing because unfortunately the combo characters don't get any, well, the double team characters, they don't get any of the skills. Unfortunately. So like double team could have been good if both characters had the skills, but they don't. Because it could have been something cool as a Nad unit. Like imagine a Flurry unit where there's 2 characters both dealing damage with Flurry. That'd be kind of crazy. Well, I got a Maximum Sending now. So in her case, she is a Frenzy 1, 20% Berserker. Oh, damn. No Havoc, though. A Resurrection could do good for this character. Okay, now we got to rethink Don's position, because low-key Don is not better than Yoruichi Soifon. I want to say D tier, because at least she has a better kit. We'll put Don top E. His kit is actually bad. You think it's weird that these unit classes no affiliation? The reason why, ultimately, is because I don't think K-Lab, maybe they could, but maybe it makes it more awkward. They can't code individual affiliations, right? So in the case for Yoruichi Soifon, it's like, okay, if I'm using Yoruichi, I'm classed as a Soripa. If I'm using Soifon, I'm a Captain Soripa. So you can't give Captain Soripa to this character because Yoruichi is not a captain. That's why, you know, yeah, they could have made them Soripas, but then Soifon's a Captain Soripa. So their affiliation kind of just clashes, kind of. So I think in that regard, just by default, you get no affiliation. If they were both just Soripas, if this was Kisuke Yoruichi, they should be classed as a Soripa. Is how it should be. So the 2 Delta Team cows we've gotten Technically 3 because Don was 1, but not really. But Don's the same, right? Don's a human. Pakara is a Rancor. So by default, it's kind of like that. I mean, I don't think there's a anything that kind of makes. I don't know. It's a weird one. And it is the same with Gin and Izuru, right? Gin's not a captain. Sorry, Izuru's not a captain. So by default, you know, I guess if we had more examples, we could go off that, but nah. So I think that's the full process. If they both had the same affiliation, they would be the same affiliation, and they would have that affiliation, no affiliation. Said affiliation too many times there. Either way, I think I'm fine with them in D. That double killer I think is nice. Don can be E. Tatsuki is E. C. C. For the boost. Basically same tier as like Dodoni. I would say better because better affiliation, stuff like that. Yeah, and to be fair, no affiliation does make him a bit more sought after now because of the Sankamon stuff like that. So it worked out in the long run. Sode. Is Frenzy 1, Berserker, Heart Droplet, 17%. That's what we're going to base her off. And she would be... Who's the other 17% droplets? Chad? E? Probably is super soon, yeah. Real quick, actually. Do I have Okyura? I do not. Because I need to update Okyura's stuff. The Power Oak. Yeah, probably Ise. I'd say a bit better than Jackie. Chad. Has Chad got resurrected yet? I know Oryu did, so I think Chad's next. What was our requirement for D tier again? It was Havoc, right? At the very least, and like a decent damage output. So you would probably also go E tier. Because Oryu is very comparable, but Oryu got like a pretty good upgrade. He got like a lot of damage from resurrecting. So yeah, you'll be E for now. With definitely D tier when you resurrect. Chad doesn't have Havoc yet. But he will when he resurrects. But yeah, this is like the only playable SP Chad. So, you know, maybe that guy that was cussing someone out for wanting an SP Chad, maybe he's right. Which, by the way, I haven't spoke about it. I want to say... So, every day we're getting the voices, right? These are cool. The thing is though, these voice actors are just, it's just audio, but there are some where bro's in the studio. It's like, is he here to record voice lines? Same with Chad. Because this obviously is, the Bankai Live isn't pre-recorded. So they're potentially recording lines for new units. Maybe part 2? Probably not so soon. I don't think, unless they recorded this like months ago. That could have been a possibility. The question is how long ago did they record these? But these were in the studio, so, you know. I mean, to be fair, Yoruichi isn't in person, but we'll probably get another Yoruichi eventually, right? So, it's not, you know, grass, I don't know. Soul King Chad. So Ruchi's next. She'll get a resurrection soon too. And she has... damage output isn't bad. Her kit wasn't too bad. The SD one was mid. I would probably say E. Can you get this to the list? We're going to upload it tomorrow. And I'll provide the images. I'm going to put Don higher because I just like Don better. So I'll be biased towards him there. But I remember like all these characters had the same kit. Just different SA ones. 10 years later, Ichigo. Frenzy 2? I could do most of these ourselves. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So we'll try and mash these out real quick. Ichigo, Berserker 60, extra 20%. Booster, Frenzy 2. You don't really use them in Guild Quest for the boost effect, but technically you can. I can back... highest I can do is C? Not A. Maybe A for the boost. Sorry, B for the... Not A, not A, not A, not A, not A. B for the boost. Where is he? SS Ichigo? Which Ichigo are we talking about? Oh, Spirit Society, yeah. B. Yeah, we have a lot of B. I think too much B. Right now for mines. Are we saying A? Low A or high B? There is a lot of like just, yeah, a lot of mine units around this area. I think I'm fine with B. Where in B, though? With Mayuri? Or higher? Using better than Nini? I don't know. Nini probably still a bit more consistent. Like, I know her damage outputs are, you know, kind of not as consistent, but it's not as bad as people make it out to be. His Res was good, but it's one of those ones like, I don't know. Next to Renji. Okay. I think I can back that. It's kind of funny to put him above Ichigo, but then we're so biased towards Ichigo because we were forced to use him. We're not forced to use Ichigo 10 years later. So, like, part of me is kind of thinking, like, this character should be higher because we're still using him, but it's not by choice. So I think that's fine, actually. Ruroka is a... Shigo Havoc. D tier. I'd say a bit better than Yoruichi. Could you have Havoc? Shout out to that light. I want to say your name. So welcome to Whole Tier. Jaeger. Jaeger the Sun. VO. Hopefully I said that right. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Yeah, I think Ruroka's a decent spot there. Just eat. These characters are all gonna be like D now, D and E. Berserker 30. More damage to burn. Guard break. Did he get Havoc? Was this Havoc area? It was. This is like the Havoc area where they all start getting Havoc. Put you there. Did Izuru get God Break? I think he did, right? He did. W Resurrection, man. That was a good one. So, Flurry 1. Unfortunately, damage taken 5% under half stun. That's weird. Bruise is quite low. He's a low stun character. That's why. That's why. But he got the long reach and the guard break. So, that would put you in probably C tier. Don't know if I put you higher than that. Because the damage output is kind of mid. I want to say higher than this card. Maybe here. Yeah, it's just low stamina is awkward. I want to say Abby Rama's kit's damage output's better, but I think I prefer playing with Izuru. Like outside of GQ if I was to do that. Noelle. OG. OP character. Could resurrect later this year. Could actually get good. Give her Frenzy 2. Her Berserker's really high, so just give her Frenzy 2. Honestly. And, I won't be too bad. Probably D tier for her, right? Nah. Yeah, D or low C. D for now? Yeah. I'll take above Shunsui. No, below. Maybe here. Below Shunsui by 1? S tier for baddie? Hold on, lads. Do we know how old Noelle is? Yeah, it could be C in the future. Definitely going to get upgraded. She could be B in the future, depending on her resurrection. Because remember, there was a debate. Obviously, Ichigo's going to have the benefit of having the team boost. But, you know, back in the day, there was a debate. Who's better, Noelle or that Ichigo? You know? Age is just a number. That's crazy, bro. I'll be seeing you at the Diddy party then. I won't be. Grammy is... Well, we haven't ranked Candace. I'm not where was Candace. Oh, I remember he was like one of the first ones to have this. I think. Berserker 30. Extra 20%, so 50% Berserker. With Frenzy 1 and Havoc. Oh, and the SP boost? Damn, I forgot. See? Yeah, because it's basically Rukia's here. Damn, it feels weird putting Shunsui this low. She's from the UK, technically. Shunsui's trash. Yeah, it would be similar to. Where do we put Rukia C? Who? B for Grammy? Nah, probably not. It's because the damage output isn't as good, you know? Yeah, we are not here to talk about legality for ages, bro. No. Hoping gets remade. Berserker 50. Damage to weaken, increased Talisman chance. And I think she got Havoc. She did, yeah. Unfortunately, it's kind of like the bare minimum nowadays. All right, this area was like everyone just gets Havoc and Guard Break, but that's good. It's good. It's good that at the least is the bare minimum. That would put her in D? Probably next to you. Yeah, Aura's probably going to be E. Someone's at the door? Definitely not my door. Yeah. All right, Aura. Potentially gonna get better with Resurrection. Probably not. Probably not. Oh, she had Havoc and Guard Break. Don't think it matters. Yeah, eat it. Probably wasn't done, unironically. Probably wasn't all these characters. Probably here. Bad. Kyusuke is basically Tokyo with no boost, but at least has a potion. So that would, by default, just +5 potions would automatically make him D tier. However, I'm fine with putting him a bit higher just for like how consistent he's been as a NAD unit. Even C tier is weird because like he's better than Byakuya outside of GQ. Yeah, I feel like people still use him in epic raids. You prefer Byakuya? I'm maybe okay with putting him B tier for just how good of a NAD unit outside he is, you know? Yeah, Boost could have got him into A. Because who's he comparable to? I guess Rose? And Rose is C. So it's like high C. Or like very low B. Yeah, maybe if he resurrected now with like Kenpachi. Imagine he got the Kenpachi upgrade. Flurry 2 with like 100 Bruiser. That would have been crazy. That would have been really good. Yeah, I might low B him for the culture. Like, I know all the farming characters have kind of been ranked on their farming abilities, but I feel like for a NAD unit, he still doesn't play too bad. Yeah, he wouldn't have gotten it too. Your E? Below Chad? Yeah, below Chad. We'll do that. I'm a guy. Mine attribute story, but I don't think I want to consider that. Your Flurry 1, 30 Bruiser. Does get guard break. E or D? Probably D? Yeah, D. I'll put you below Yama. Your same as Candace, ain't it? Second most, but I've not watched the filler arc, so I can't say. Did she get the SP boost? She did. So you're basically just Grammy, essentially. Do we say Grammy's better? Or Candace's better? Kind of funny we're having this debate. Not debate, but like this was the question people were asking back in the day. Oh, she got Longshot built in? That's kind of cool. Loopy is increased stars chance against... It's super restricted stars increase. Hard to beat no affiliation. Berserker is at 50, plus extra 18%, is an enhanced link. Guard Break Havoc. Probably a D tier? He didn't get SP boost, right? Yeah, no SP boost. D tier, probably there, I guess, above Noel. Kiryu is basically Tokinada, but no guard break, right? Did she get guard break? Yeah, could have been a bit higher. She's a weird one too, because she does have technically 100 Bruiser, but only when enemies aren't inflicted with a Stars Summon. And ranged story per guild quests, people are inflicting Stars Summons. So I want to say... Yeah, she's also like kind of just awkward with her kit. No guard break. So what's the highest place for guard break? No guard break Naj units. I'm fine with that. Yeah, Kirio's never had a good unit. But it's Kirio though, you know, like... I think objectively she's the worst of the squad zero. The only thing that can make Kirio like hype is if they did like a swimsuit Kirio. Or a seasonal Kirio, you know? Otherwise, I don't care about Kirio. Santa Kirio will be cool. A Santa Squad Zero banner will go hard. Will go so hard. That'll be a fun banner. So you are 20% strong attack damage to Aaroniero. I guess that's kind of cool. There's no one that really uses it. You got Havoc, right? Yeah, good damage output. I think she's very similar to the other Halibel, who is in C tier. Would she go C tier though? Yeah, probably. It's a good damage output. Good kit too, ish. I'd say here. Probably. No SP boost, but like a lot of Berserker. You're basically like, what, 100%? Basically, 110. I think that's fine. She was like one of the decent resurrections. Retsu is mid, as far as I remember. Increased Dazzling chance, 5% Berserker. Did get Havoc. I think I already had that built in. And Guard Break, so... I would say D tier. Probably a bit better than... She had a bad SA1. But at least she has the increased chance, so... Probably there. Fears about Ichigo transformation. Where do we get the hot one? D. I think I put in D just for the transformation. I think that was like the idea of all of them. So I'll probably do low D. Probably a bit better than Edrad. And then now is... Movement speed is basically terrible. She might be E tier. Yeah, no Havoc E tier. Put it like here. It wasn't Jackie. Now we're getting into the E tier area. Isane is Frenzy 1, multi-barrier, 40% Berserker. No Havoc. No, actually, was giving Havoc. Hopefully the Blood Warden now is good. Probably the lowest of D for her. What's that kit? Also worth knowing with Masaki. She has a really good nat string. Like, bro, she has like crazy range for a melee character, by the way. I might get what? Crazy range for a melee nat unit. I don't think I considered like melee range for nat units, but I feel like with her, she's actually like crazy good. Nat range. Rangiku is increased Dazzling chance, Berserker 30. What's she given Havoc? Sprinter +1. She has Havoc here, though. Again, probably a low D. I would say you're a bit better than Isane. She did get a Christmas. Yeah, Christmas Blood Warrior, right? That's probably the closest thing she's going to get. She didn't do anything. I mean, she get people alive. You know, she wasn't useless. You're probably going to be the same tier as the other lot, like here. Candace, I need to update. Her icon hasn't been updated. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's fine. I'm still waiting for that. I think it'll make for a decent mid-month. Gwenoli and Yatri. I'll be a decent mid-month. I'm waiting for that. Koga. I mean, his resurrection was hyped because of the link. It wasn't good. I got the increased Asthma shots. Nothing. His resurrection didn't change him much though. He had a good kit, really good kit. Probably low D. I think a bit better than. I think there. Yeah, he might have been the first God kit unit. Like I remember, I was pissed he didn't get into the end of year post election. I remember actually, it was the few time too. They Kenab did a pick your character pack. I remember buying Koga for £80, which is crazy to think now. But at the time, it was like he was a top tier unit. I got orbs, and I got more orbs because I got to pick him. I was guaranteed him. I'm surprised they haven't done that again. Yeah, it's like it's kind of crazy now, but you know, it's like I'm fine with spending that much money to guarantee a character of my choice. Because you're buying the orbs, right? It's like the character's kind of a bonus. Xylopodo is Berserker 50. Kit is decent. Did get Havoc. I think he already had Havoc. Guard break. Highest we can do is probably D. Yeah, because Stark and them lot are D2. It's like he would be the same. It's a bit better than there. I think Tensor's usually, yeah, Tensor's like the lowest of F. Or Zangetsu. Aizen. Wrong Aizen. We are talking about the Blood Bowl one. Damn, that's Berserker 20 even after resurrecting? That's like, huh? Oh, man. Again, I'm super excited for a core 3 Aizen. I'm hoping they have to, right? If we're getting a core 3 Aizen, he has to be in the chair. And he has to stay in the chair. That was like the most annoying thing about the technique Aizen. It's like his artwork is in the chair. His special is in the chair, but he walks around. It's like, ah. This one was fine. His chair being like the icon was cool. It was just fan service, right? Including it. How will he move? Just have him move. It's a game. You know, just have him literally just float around in the chair. Just let the chair move. I don't think anyone will complain about that. Aura's E. Would he not be E with Aura? How are they gonna make him walk? Just have the chair move. Just have the chair move. Like it's a game. I don't know. Because we have to get that right. Like, bro, that was a cool moment. He does the Kurohitsuki. Like that has to be a unit. Are we just not gonna get him because he can't move? Surely there's someone else like that, right? I mean, they put Don in a car. They put Don in a car. I mean, a car can move, but you know. D or E for Aizen. Can you get Aizen? You can get him in the Brave bonus ticket, yeah. Because he's a resurrectable unit. Yeah, probably E. His kit's bad. Even with Havoc. I'd say just below Don. I actually think Don's actually better. Chaz don't move unless they have wheels. Just put wheels on it then. Full Fanny, full hollow. Is 50 bruiser, flurry 1. No guard break. E. Is that E tier? Or is that D tier? I think it's D for Nad units. That's probably fine for him. It's a game, though. Yeah, they can make it work if they wanted to. I mean, it's like if you think about it like this, right? If I'm Caleb, it's either don't release a Blood War Aizen or release a Blood War Aizen. Because we ain't getting Core 4 Aizen until like late 2026. Probably. You know? So it's like the alternative is not to release an Aizen. You might as well release it. We just got 690 Aizen remix, so we don't need to get another Aizen for now. He can probably be like a late Core 3 unit. Maybe like mid next year. But yeah. Kukaku needs more units. This was this our last unit? Yeah, she needs more units. It's been a minute. Very bad kit. But Frenzy 1. Yeah, you're E. You might be worse than Aura, low-key. Yeah, Aaron was the last one. Berserker 20, Frenzy 1. No Flurry. And no Havoc, so just probably do that. Noitora does have a boost as a Nad unit. Oh, we got enhanced upon resurrecting. Oh, he got guard break too. Okay. Probably E tier then? Or C tier? So, because he's got... Tanza should be, yeah, he should be F tier for the shenanigans he pulled a while back. I guess C tier because he is a booster, I guess, but he is guard break. I can't even remember his summon quote. Oh, I think I remember it. It's about protecting. It's always about protecting. Berserker 20. Frenzy 1. Got the Havoc. Kid's good. I'll say D. Probably here. With Edrad. Let's mash out some F characters. Uri will remain bottom. I'm pretty sure all these characters were bad, right? They had like terrible kits. Yeah, Olu I think is the worst, just like in general. Just nothing good about him. Maybe that'll be the point where we put characters in F or E. Yeah, you're bad. You're bad. Almost done, though. Why you guys a very bad kit? If he has Havoc, it doesn't matter. It's going to be E, right? Yeah. E for you. So I would say just below Aura. Probably above Chad's. Probably same with Kaku. Frontier 1, Berserker, full stam. Yep. To be fair, I think all of these characters will just be E. If I can remember their care. I don't think anyone's going to care about the rankings. Because none of these are going D. Ichigo had a decent resurrection, right? Was it the crystal drop or droplet drop? It was a coin crystal. Good link. That's maybe in... Nah, that's still E. But it's like high E, I guess, for the crystal and jaw drop. It's decent. I'm going to say here. Yuha might be F. I might put Yuha top F. Shuhei actually might... I remember this character being decent. Flurry +1. He had a fast naturally. He was like the worst character in co-op. If he spawned in co-op, you were getting hit. Yeah, probably E. It's E for Najuni's, right? Or does he have Flurry? He has Flurry, so does that mean D? Yeah, it would be. Like there. Maybe an F. I mean, Aizen's got good characters. See, one thing I want to say that I'm like super excited for with our core 4 units is like these characters were cool. I would love for transforming characters to come back. Would love for them to come back. But I think it's kind of cooler if they get their own character. So I'm excited to see the transformed version of this as an actual unit. You know? Same with Yoruichi. Luckily, the way the core 3 and 4 happened, we're going to get a Raijin Senkai Yoruichi from like the one attack she does against Askin. And then her core 4 unit is going to be the transformed unit, right? So like we get to see it in the artwork. We get to see it as the full character. That's what I'm excited for. So again, I would love for transforming units to come back. But at the same time, there's like some cool factor about them not being transformed because then they get 2 units. And then they get to like, you know, you get to experience both of them fully instead of just like briefly for like 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Having said that, your friend D1 Havoc, Berserker, I transformed, so I'll put you around D tier, like basically next to this character. These were some decent characters. Rukia. Frenzy, ooh. Good kit though, I remember. So I'll put you heck here. He had a good kit too, so I'll say here. Icon is F. Shinji would be E. I remember Shinji having Havoc, but his damage up is bad, so you'll be like here. Sergeant probably E. Because his kit's kind of mid. Probably high E. Probably here. Baragun is a bit better than you. Jojo sucked. You suck too. I think that might be us done, fellas. How's that here? Again, hopefully no one calls me out for these placements. They're all kind of mid. I think these are all going to start being F tier. I remember Aaroniero had a terrible kit. Same with Rose. Kugo got a good resurrection. Again, I'm not checking all of them individually, but I think they're around the same tier, right? It don't matter. It don't matter. But there we go. We are done. We are done. Finally. It's kind of crazy. It took 3 hours exactly. But that's like, what, 15 hours? No. Yeah, 15 hours. It took to rank all these characters. 10 years of Brave Souls, man. For every attribute. Now we're finally done. Shout out to everyone that's been here. Kat, I believe you've been here for all of them. Shout out to you too. But that is us done, finally. So tomorrow we'll have a video going over. I think it's a good time to upload it tomorrow, right before the anniversary. Hopefully it's not too outdated. You could probably expect all the Annie characters to be SS tier. There might be quite a big jump in power creep for the anniversary units. But surely not that big. Surely not that big that, you know, Kenpachi, Wetsu and stuff would move down. That's why I moved Byakuya down now, because I feel like he'll be the first one to move down. But yeah, we'll probably just get a couple SS units for part 1. Part 2, it's hit or miss, whether part 2 is better. I feel like this year we're going to have a similar thing as 9th Annie and 5th Annie and 6th Annie, where like part 1 is clearly the better part. But part 2 will also feature good units. So I wouldn't be surprised if part 2 also gives us some extra SS units, you know. But we'll see. We'll see. But that's how we have. That's our tier list for now. Again, any last minute corrections? Anyone has any opinion on who should go where? At least if we look through all the tier lists now, mine definitely does need a new unit. Fortunately, we are getting that for the anniversary. So that's good. But we're getting a character in every attribute. We just right now, I believe personally, Technique will be the Brave Battle unit. So everyone will be getting a good unit. And, whatever unit does end up being the Brave Battle character, they'll likely get a good character next month for end of month August. TLA Mine Byakuya is F. He was the hybrid, right? Yeah. I put lowest of that because I think his kit was like, I say somewhat decent. Very, 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 very mid, but decent-ish. I don't know. I guess. Isshin should be SS. Nah, man, it's... If Isshin could get like 50-second remaining in GQ at 1.5, sure. Familiar tier list? Is that a thing? The unfortunate thing, I actually played Dark Souls now, so this ain't too bad, but it was quite annoying that they were plagued. Or when you search BBS, it's always like just Dark Souls because you type Souls. Is there a familiar to this? Because we can mash that out in like 2 minutes. Shout out to Vladimir, I guess. Well, this is kind of good. They actually put the icons too. I mean, obviously, if you were to do a familiar based on like visuals, I think Osushi's up there. Yuha's up there too. It's kind of funny having Yuha as a little pet. Can't go wrong with Con. Con's cool. It makes sense. It's basically this, bro. That's pretty much it. It's like, I mean, some have extra usages. Like, some of them have, like, enhanced soul traits. But, like, realistically, if you're playing epic raids, more, unless, yeah, sure, it's a trap effect where you need to, like, break the barriers. then maybe you'll throw on the Toshiro. Sorry, the Brain Gene stuff. But you can always get it at that time. But essentially, like 99% of the time if I'm playing epic raids, I'm using either Toshin and Kenpachi. Now we got to epic raids right now. Because yeah, normally the way epic raids is designed, it's like if you need that mechanic to work around whatever this epic raid has, you can get it then and there. Yeah, no, half an hour. But yeah, it's so much easier just to get 3 Toshiros or Kenpachis. They offer the same thing, and then give them 20% damage at full stamina. And then you basically use that all the time. All the time. Now, if I was to rank them based on who I like, for me, can't go wrong with the Osushis. I'm not going to put the other Osushi up there. I will. I lied. I like the basic Kon and Yuha. That's my ranking, I would say. Move that. The Yoruichi was cool. I like the cat Yoruichi. But Yuha is just still so funny to me that he's one of those. There's a Bambi missing here. Bambi's got one, right? I forgot about Bambi. Yeah, she's got one. Yeah, Bambi's missing, but Yuha being a familiar is super funny. Kayoruchi's right. Like, to be fair, I kind of forget familiars are a thing. Nah, I didn't get the Gymshark, bro. They didn't give me no code, bro. I'm wearing Gymshark now, but that's not like the one that just came out. They ruined it. Yeah, I need to make sure I update my familiars, to be fair. My top 5 familiars are awkward. Still absolutely gutted. They 6 Annie, Swimsuit Con, I'm pretty sure I never maxed. But I need to work on my top 5 familiars. This Grand Fisher and like Tosh were like the first ones I ever got. So I'll tell you what though, I know people are kind of like, how do I say it? It's not a bad thing that you can kind of finish epic raids in a day now. Because bro, I remember back in the day, especially when I was like not doing YouTube, I was kind of in a guild that wasn't super active. Epic raids was hard. Like the first epic raids where it was, you had to clear it once, or you had to, you have to do one run at a time. And the bonuses, bro, the bonuses was 1000 Year Blood with Byakuya and Zamari. It was terrible. Oh my god, it was such, like I didn't have them. So like it was so hard to beat it. So hard to beat it. I remember I pulled Aizen and I used him as the booster. And like it took me the whole month just to beat the quest like 6 times. It was that, like, I like having difficult content like that, and it's something I guess you can work towards for an entire month. But like, bro, it was terrible farming it. So, I'm curious to what they're gonna do with the new epic grade update to make it a bit more playable. Because right now it's kind of like you just go in, finish the shop in like a day. But yeah, but epic grade was rough back then. Oh, the controlling one, yeah, with the Byakuya, I think. Like, finishing the shop, it took hours. I mean, no, it took months. You had to grind every day if you wanted to buy everything in the shop. Before 5 times was a thing. It was brutal. It was brutal. But yeah, either way, appreciate that came out to the stream. We will upload this tomorrow as a video, just talking about why we ranked the characters where we did and the thought process behind it, so that way when the new characters come out at the end of the month, we can update again and just talk about the new characters in particular. And then for anyone maybe starting the anniversary, they can, use this as a basis, right? Note that this is perfect. Maybe we underlooked some characters, but I think it does a decent job telling you where they're at. Again, we did look at every individual character besides some of these in F tier, but like, who cares about where these E and F tier characters are ranked? But yeah, overall, I'd say anything above, I'd Even D tier is like not bad. I mean, obviously for the hard content, like epic raids. Not epic raids, just like Sankamon and Limit Breaker and GQ. More so Limit Breaker and GQ. A and S, and SS of what you're looking at. But you know, you can get used to have a lot of old characters. I mean, even Sankamon now, you can use D and E characters even. They're still clear. So yeah, either way, I'm going to end the stream there. Don't want to drag it out too long. Not too long towards the anniversary reveal. So, tomorrow's the last day. 20th is the day we're getting the Annie news. And after that, we'll ride in the ways of the 10th Annie. Hopefully, it's a fun anniversary. Yeah, big day on the 20th. So, look forward to that. That'll be our next stream on a Sunday. And then we're back on Monday again because we have the anniversary GQ before the Annie character even come out. So, that'll be... We'll see how we manage that. But yeah, appreciate that care to the stream. Take care. Cheers.